new era for American cricket began in 2021.
There he goes into a dive! What a catch!
The rise of cricket was celebrated across the country. Now, with big wickets and even bigger hits, the stars of minor league cricket are back and better than ever.
Primus goes huge!
Don't miss the nation's largest league competing for the biggest prize in American cricket. The Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship returns June 25th.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
And for Chicago Tigers, we have Saad. The coin will go up now as Dale is ready to give it a spin. Heads is the call. To do?
Bat first.
Any specific reason behind batting first on this track?
Actually, before the second game is the pitch, so just try on the fourth inning is difficult. So just that's the deciding is a bat first.
What's a good total on this kind of a track, Saad?
We just try 150 to 160 is the target.
Any changes in the side compared to the last game?
Yeah, just two changes. Calvin is not playing as our skipper. It's just the emergency for the wife, and so Calvin is replaced to the Hush, and Deepchan is replaced for the Manan.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Dale, what would you have done on this kind of a track?
We're also going to look to bat. But not a bad result. I think the pitch is going to be pretty good throughout.
Did you watch the last game as well? Something to learn from as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, I think it looked like there was a bit of decent wicket. I think learnings would be making use of the size of the ground, running hard in the big pockets, not necessarily hitting too many sixes, but making the most of the actual dimensions.
Any changes in the side?
Yeah, we got a couple. We got Shiv coming in as an extra batter, and the who was our coach mentor is coming as well, Zoab.
Have a good one, Dale.
Thanks.
So the news from the center. It's Chicago Tigers who won the toss and they've decided to bat first. Bright and sunny here at the Fairview Cricket Complex. I'm Suhas Vedam, joined by Lenny. Very warm welcome, Lenny, to the Combox.
Thank you, Suhas. And you're watching the SoCal Lashings. They come up against Chicago Tigers. Chicago is going to be busy in this series here in the next 3 or 4 days. But we're ready for a start with the new Chicago Tigers have won the toss. They've elected to bat. And for all I know, Elmore Hutchinson has been given the ball. Left-hand fast bowler. He would want to put his name back into the US setup. Here we go.
Well, it's getting a bit of shape, something that Lenny would be mighty proud of to see. Is getting a bit of shape, and the fact that he's vertically blessed as well, the slip in place would come in very handy when he tries to hit the shoulder of the bat, Lenny.
Yeah, Elmore is a very crafty customer, very experienced. And the fact is, Suhas, he's played on this complex many times before with the US team, practice game for the US in private tournaments. And he knows his way around the terrain of US cricket.
He's hurrying the batter already. That appeal was fueled more with belief. That's all right. I think they got a little carried away as well. Elmore Hutchinson can generate that extra bit of bounce, and our game of cricket doesn't have the tallest stump.
Yeah, good call from Altaf. Let's talk about the two umpires out in the middle. The man on your screen there is Altaf, a local man from the Texas area. As we watch Elmore Hutchinson from the far end, we've seen very good cricket so far, Suhas. I've been following the feed during the course of my travel.
Oh, we'll have to let this one go. Excellently kept, though. That had enough fuel to reach the fence in no time. I did not offer the glove there, the keeper.
Yeah, Dale Richards, one of the top quality keepers. Glenn Phillips. Dale he gets a good grab on that one. Certainly would have provided support from providing 5 wides. So Elmore Hutchinson off to a start that has given up a couple of wides in this over. And Karan Kumar comes into strike. He's been one of the top players here for Chicago Tigers. And if they are to really go past the par score at what we believe 140, 150, Suhas.
Yeah, with the wicket changing a little bit, and there are some demons to exorcise already as far as the batters are concerned. 140 looks like a good total. 150, 160 is very daunting.
So very hot and humid conditions, as Suhas mentioned. It's a 97 degrees in Texas. It feels like 105. So wherever you are, you can make that calculations. Again, sliding down the leg side. And I'm surprised, perhaps may have touched the equipment going through. Altaf is not convinced that's a legal ball.
It's just that the batter is also backing up so much. There was swing, of course. Well, that would have been touch and go. Looks like Altaf's got enough exercise in this over already.
So the umpires are Altaf and Brian Kane. And Brian Kane has a very interesting story, Suhas. We'll certainly cover that during the course of this match. But we're watching Elmore.
Very interesting field set as well. This time generates the outside edge. And Dale Phillips will do the rest. It was just impending, isn't it? He was trying to get the outside edge for a long, long time. Eventually kisses the outside edge of the bat, and that's enough.
Yeah, early strike here from Elmore. Ball getting a bit an inside swing, and Karan Kumar. Take a look at that. Yes, swung back into the right-hander. Did enough. And Dale Phillips, he's a top-class keeper. He comes up with a dismissal. 2 for 1.
Correction, the inside edge there. There was a huge gap between the bat and pad. And there's so much swing, and the wind is just contributing to the swing that Elmore Hutchinson wants on the ball. He's got a lovely wrist as well, isn't it? And the idea to swing it away from the lefty and into the right. He's got all deliveries that you want as a complete cricketer, complete pacer. And I'll tell you what, he operates in conditions which are actually hot. I've seen him in Oman, and he was one bowler, was raring to bowl 5-6 overs on the trot if the captain needs him to.
So Saad Ali comes to the middle. He's another top-class player, having played on the PSL circuit. I would want to think, yep. And so he comes in here with some bit of pressure. Karan Kumar goes without scoring, brilliantly caught by Dale Phillips. And it's always important, Suhas, that the man with the glove is as reliable as Dale Phillips is. And Elmore Hutchinson will be quite happy that he has snapped up one in just the first over.
That was very audacious to have offered the bat right away. Little misfield. Both of them wanted a single. The only problem was at different times.
So Chicago Tigers, a new team into the setup this year. They would have sort of like replaced Chicago Catchers, who not part of the program this year. And the fact is they've won their opening game, so this is their second one. They would have won against SLA. What is SLA? St. Louis American. So here is Elmore. And the ball left alone. So that will complete a successful over here for Elmore and SoCal Lashings. And after one, they're batting at 2 for 1.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking. And he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom.
Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Just in case you watch coming, in case you have a couple of story telling to do, story building to do, let me know. No problem at all.
Since I know what he knows already, I don't think he's brainy enough.
Okay.
So I always like him to work with somebody.
Got it.
A lot of places we go, people say, oh, let the father and son, and I said,
No.
Work with whoever. I mean, we have our moments.
First over, swinging almost everywhere. 2 for 1. Chicago Tigers, they wanted a good start after choosing to bat first. As they've lost their opener early. It's have to start the standing skipper. to ensure that he provides some stability along with Saiteja, who would find himself as a striker there. It's a righty-lefty combination, something that they want to keep going as well. Chicago Tigers.
So Sandhu has been given the ball. And will come into ball to Saiteja.
Sandhu clearly the slower of the two compared to Enmo Hutchinson, who was swinging the ball with great pace. Sandhu concentrating on the latter more. The former rather. He wants to swing the ball but doesn't want to lose control.
Yes, SoCal Lashings will be hoping that they can turn some fortune quite early in the series around. They would have lost both of their opening games, but I'll tell you why. As we watch Sandhu runs into ball to Saiteja. Oh, smashed! This one has gone high in the air. Fielder comes around. Oh, he's taking a well-judged catch. And so Saiteja goes. It's 2 for 2, Suhas.
As when it runs on the board as wickets, this is a terrific catch. It's just made it look so simple. It was lingering in the air for a long, long time. And the higher it goes, the coaches tell you more thoughts come into your mind, and those are the positive ones. He was able to swerve with the ball to align at the end, because this ball was swerving in the wind like a kite.
Look at that. Akash Veer Singh, the fielder. He waited a long time. And in the end, good execution. Couple of wickets down. It's 2 for 2.
He's also given credit to, and he's also given tribute to Sidhu Moosewala with that little high slap. I think it's called a thigh pie. We've seen some diving catches, we've seen some flashy catches, especially in the 30-yard circle, Lenny. This wasn't the easiest of all. This one has its own category as well. But
Yes.
it's so high in the air and the ball swerving so much.
Yes, Saiteja playing one of those big shots as if one ball remaining in the innings, Sohas. And in the end, Akash Veer Singh, what a catch, what a special catch. We always want to think that some of those dynamic catches are the reflexes ones. So Ackerman comes to the middle. And Saad Ali will be the man on strike. Batsman would have crossed. We have until October to get rid of that rule, Sohas.
Yeah, the batter crossing would mean whoever wants to take strike, it crossed, still can.
Yeah, one of the things I read up is that it gives the bowler a reward to bowl to the new batsman who has just come to the middle. Reward for a wicket.
Yeah, and changes the complexion of the game completely, especially when the thing gets down to the wire. You want the batter who's faced more deliveries to be there for the business end.
Oh, that's
Into this drive. He's lent into this drive with such ease. The outfield will do the rest. There's something about a left-hander when he drives, isn't it, Lenny?
Yeah, we know he could bat. We know he's a class player. We needed a confirmation.
Yeah.
It came in a beautiful cover drive. Take a look. All the ease in the world. No man move. And that's 4 runs for Saad Ali. What a way to get off the mark.
It's one of those shots that tells you the world is a better place. Everything has to go right when you get a cover drive thinking off the bat like it did.
Yeah, good comeback delivery here from Sandhu. Just adjusting the length. Nothing wrong with that. Sohas allowing the batsman to probably go for the drive. It's early yet. The ball does swing around a little bit. It's a new ball. Hanging outside off.
Very surprised. Just one delivery that went before, and that all it took for the captain of SoCal Lashing to say, all right, no more slip. The ball's still swinging, though.
So Sandhu is gone for 4. He's picked up a wicket. Good adjustment. He closes out over number 2 pretty well. And after 2, they're 2 down, 6 on the board.
One, two, three.
Got it. Okay, this one was you. You were there, I was on mute.
So you got to talk about all that you said.
Very difficult to do, sir. What all happened? 2 overs gone, 6 for 2. I just realized I've got something else to befriend now all this while along with Lenny. It's called the mute button. And Lenny Akashveer, one of the best catches that we've seen.
Yeah,
Tell us a bit
beautiful
about
catch. He waited a long time and not windy conditions here yet at Prairie View, but still long enough. Waited a long time for it to come down. Elmore has been given a second over and will come into bowl to Ackerman for the first time. Oh, cut away. Akashveer has been good. It's 7 for 2.
He can feel almost everywhere. He understands different angles of the bat. Usually a fielder is known as a specialist fielder if he's at point, because he's used to seeing the bat come down at a certain angle. Same goes with covers, mid-wicket, extra cover. But then comes Akashveer, who's two fielders masquerading in one. He could be almost anywhere and still stop those boundaries and take those unbelievable catches. Hutchinson's got the slip in place. It's a very interesting sign. The captain trusts him. And Hutchinson will not disappoint is what I would like to believe.
Yes, Suhas. And the fact is, you look at Elmore Hutchinson, he would want to play himself back into the US setup. And while we were traveling here, Matt and I were making the point, or we were discussing the reluctancy a lot of time of teams playing two left-arm fast bowler. Elmore Hutchinson is a prime candidate, but we've got Netravalka in the mix.
Netravalkar also provides a dimension, isn't it? As the other dimension to it. Elmore Hutchinson, he's very handy.
It's a couple of wickets already. For Chicago Tigers winning the toss, electing to bat. You look at your card there, 7 for 2 on the board. You've seen a brilliant catch from Akashveer Singh. We saw a quality one from the keeper. And so far, you look at the card, this is a good start here from SoCal Lashings.
I didn't get it from the best part of the bat. Still a single would be possible. These were running between the wickets nicely. It's one thing to trust the batter because he knows how hard he's hit it to go for that run. And that's exactly what they did. Saad Ali calling for it.
Yes, Suhas, you're right on that. The batsman knows the angles. He knows the position on the field. In the earlier days, it was always felt that anything behind the batsman, it was supposed to be the non-striker's call, but that has been changed or tweaked.
And in earlier days, there was supposed to be a V region where the batters tried to score, and that was in front of them, right? That doesn't seem so with the lap shots coming through.
Yeah, and the reason I say that, in modern day coaching, they'll tell you, even if you edge a ball to third man or fine leg, the batsman knows where it is. His eye follows that ball. In the early days, you used to think, well, he didn't see what happened at third man, but I tell you something, and I've played, and probably you've played, wherever on the cricket field you play a shot, your eyes follow the ball.
They definitely do. That's what the coaches tell you as well. A wonderful delivery. There was a little ricochet, but wouldn't run than the run. The thing I like about Elmore Hutchinson is the fact that he's able to hurry the batters at times. 3 overs gone, 9 for 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Three overs gone, 9 for 2. Some more swing. Then what a good over from Hutchinson. Just 3 runs of it.
Yeah, a couple of impressive overs from him. 2 overs, no made 1 for 5. We're watching Sanchit Sandhu, who's picked up one himself.
The best of deliveries to start with. It's easily 2. And it's Akashveer once again has been kept busy.
Yeah, the boys from SoCal Lashings, and for viewers watching the telecast, You might be wondering why SoCal. Well, it's a shortened abbreviation for Southern California. So SoCal Lashings. They've come here. They've had two very tough opening games. Both they have lost. Might be quite happy to know that they face their biggest fears at the top of the order. They face the Grizzlies and Silicon Valley Strikers. So if the competition is a long one, if the competition is a 6-week competition, you'll be hoping that, well, you've gotten the big teams out of the way for the time being, and now you can focus and then peak at the right time.
I'm very sure that is the thought process that they're following as well. Once you look at the pool that you're in and you realize, all right, these are the teams that I mark out as the difficult ones. Get them up top. Well, nice single once again. Saad is writing a script about how to take singles. He understands 22 yards better than anybody else at the moment.
Yes, a lovely cover drive in the previous over. We have set pitch number 6 ablaze with a lovely drive through the offside. All class in the world. 13 for 2. Couple of wickets there from SoCal Lashings. They'll be hoping that they can bounce back from a couple of early losses in the tournament.
That's it, well. Bit of work to do. He's been delaying the dive for a while, but the ball's got legs. It's 4.
Yeah, big shot there from Ackerman this time. And he certainly gets into the act. Probably take a look at that, but a long chase for one of the fielder. 17 for 2. Here we go. Muscled into the onside. Fernando had a bit.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
And Fernando comes into the attack, and he comes in here with a current run rate just about 4.5 runs and over Sohas. This is very good bowling here from SoCal Lashings.
Absolutely, Dale, for the fact that he wanted to bat first as well, suddenly realizing he's got to bowl. I think he's done a really good job of patrolling the troops as well. He's persisted with Hutchinson. Now we'll see a bowling change. And Hutchinson in the second over gave only 3 runs. That meant more pressure on Chicago Tigers. They had to take a chance against someone else.
Yes, first bowling change. A lot of games spread across the complex. Walked into the ground and quickly ran into so many fixtures happening out. Quickly saw New York taking on Lions, I think. Yeah. And last year I spent some time with the New York franchise. Empire State Titan. This one is punched into the offside. They're running quickly. The throw comes. Another good one. And in the end, Ackerman gives up the strike to Saad Ali. It's 2 down for 19 on the board, Sohas.
It's important that these runs are stolen just the way Ackermans decided to do so on this occasion. Didn't try to hit it hard at all. Hit it straight to the fielder, in fact. Still had enough time to get to the other end. Also, mind you, Ackerman would have decided to go for it because he was on the front foot. Oh, big delivery. Wonderful delivery. Wanted to access better gaps as well. Hit the ball on the up. A little shimmy towards the bowler, but that didn't work this time around. Fernando was good enough to be unfazed till the end.
Yeah, the pressure of going under 5 runs and over beginning to tell. That's a release shot or an attempted release shot. Sohas doesn't go well. Ball going through to Dale Phillips.
Lenny, I'll tell you what, the ball's still swinging around. The previous game we saw maximum 3 overs. The ball was done with swing. This was a swing of the bat which did the talking. And it's travelled the distance too. Saad Ali doesn't believe in footwork, he believes in fireworks.
Yeah, outside the off stump. Let's take a look at that. Give him width. And a bit too short. Yeah, there we go. Outside the off stump, a slashing shot from Saad Ali. He's picked up his second boundary, 1-4 and 1-6. They're all class so far, 25 for 2.
He's got the additional responsibility as well as a step-in skipper. Lenny, we've seen two kinds of cricketers. One who bloom under pressure, the other ones who crumble under pressure. This one seems to be from the former category. Saad Ali, what do you feel about Saad Ali the player, and how much has he grown over the years? You've covered a lot of cricket.
Yes, Suhas, I've seen him here a couple of times. I've seen him made runs, I've seen him failed. But so far today, we've seen two crisp-looking shots. They badly need an inning. The partnership is 23. We saw them losing a couple of wickets with just 2 runs on the board, 25 for 2.
It's a good comeback then. And this has been the hallmark of these two. Every time the ball's gone beyond the boundary rope, they haven't shied away from the other denominations of the game. A quick single, tap and run.
Yeah, that's the class of Saad Ali. He follows up those big shots with some tap into open spaces. We know T20 cricket, they tell you every T20 innings, maybe 15, 20 dot balls are accumulated, no matter international to the local level. But if you can convert those 15, 20 dot balls into a little nudge here and there, it makes a big difference. 26 for 2.
He's gone through with a shot. It's allowed in the first 6, isn't it? Knew that he won't get it from the best part of the bat either. But he'll get 2 for just the shot, not the throw.
Yeah, intentional shot from Ackerman. Seems to be in good form. You look at the card there, they're 28 for 2. Lovely shot over the infield. It's a lot of games spread across the complex. Sohas, 197 matches scheduled for this minor league series. Of course, already we have had one rained out, but other than that, we're aiming for 197. 39 will be played this weekend right around here.
Just the scale of the games tells you the love for the sport as well that's emanating from the States. Wonderful delivery to end the over. 5 overs gone. 1 more over before the restrictions of the first power play are lifted. 28 for 2. No, this is Matt Rock. This is the other Matthew. Oh, he was excellent yesterday. So, what you got? 4? He got 3 wickets. And 2 of them in the same over.
So welcome back to pitch number 6, Suhas, 28 for 2. Chicago Tigers having won the toss, electing to bat. Another bowling change. The captain comes into the attack, Abhiman Rajp. And he comes in here at 28 for 2, a partnership that has gone pretty well. 26 between Ackerman and Saad Ali. They're 13 apiece.
Be very interesting to see where exactly Abhimanyu lands it. Would he prefer tossing the ball out just a little bit to try and entice the batter, or would he be keeping it as flat as possible? You tell me it's not colored clothing, I'll believe you this is a test match. Look at the way he flied at the ball there.
Yes, spin for the first time. Raj has represented the US at the national level. He's a quality player. Coming down the track, Sad doesn't time it well. And the ball goes straight back to the bowler. They're up to 29 for 2. We are in the 6th over. Yeah, this has been a very good over so far from Abhimanyu. So far, just only a single off this over. And Ackerman is driving well. Clark comes around, only a single. And this over's gone pretty well here for Rajpi.
He's done really well. I think he's showing the boys this is how it's done. 2 dot balls and just 2 singles. And that is when you have only 2 men patrolling the boundary ropes. Can he finish out well? Straight to the fielder. That came very, very quickly to him.
Yeah, Harpreet Singh making a very good save there. That would have gone quickly for 4 off the bat of Saad Ali. But take a look at this over. This over's only gone for a couple of runs. Very tidy stuff. All swung into the onside and one bounce over square leg. And that's another good looking shot from Saad Ali Suhas.
Much needed boundary. That'll vent the pressure. Only 2 had been accumulated before this. Make it 6 now of the over and becomes a decent over. Abhimanyu Rajput misses his mark and pays the price for it. Even though he had a deep backward square, it was hit really, really well. No chance. End of the over. The restrictions will now be lifted at the first power play. 6 gone, 34 for 2. Changing voice. I've got Matthew alongside me. Very warm welcome, Matt.
Very warm welcome to you and to everyone watching, wherever in the world you may be. Welcome to the Prairie View Cricket Complex in Texas. 34 for 2, hosting a series of minor league from all divisions, from all parts of the country. Seeing Southern California taking on Chicago. SoCal Lashings and the Chicago Tigers. Chicago Tigers in what you would say is a rebuilding process. After losing 2 early wickets, we've seen a solid 32-run partnership here from Saad Ali and Mark Zuckerman.
And what's been a treat to watch is the fact that both the batters are going after the bowling in this rebuilding process, as you very rightly put. Oh, more bounce, more venom on that one. And the fact that he's collected it there, Dale, at such a good height, will warm his heart for sure.
Yeah, Guyan Fernando into his 2nd over, generating some bit of bounce on that one, rising up on Mark Zuckerman and on Dale Phillips.
I tell you what, this is going to be an interesting concept because this contest, because the batters are also playing the pitch over here very, very evidently. Just into the 7th over and it's already playing some tricks.
Yeah, and that can make it a bit tough to bat on at times. Can easily misjudge how the ball might come on. But so far, Saad Ali and Mark Zuckerman have batted very well. They've adapted to the unpredictability at times of this pitch. And they've certainly handled the situation nicely. This one pulled away from Saad Ali. Protection out there for just the 1. Gets Ackerman back on strike.
Just what we was discussing, we were discussing with Lenny as well. The fact that not only are they concentrating on the bigger denomination, the singles and twos are always there. Lenny mentioned that the fact that almost every other game goes down to the wire in this format, those boundary percentages are equally important as the dot ball percentages. You've got to have an eye on that as well. What are your thoughts on that? The dot ball percentage and shrinking it.
Yeah, and in T20 cricket, we see this so often that players would make a 50, but they would take up so many balls. They would face so many dot balls to get that 50. It'd be like a runner ball 50 in a T20 game. And that can lose you matches. Sure, the batsman got a 50, but it wasn't at the rate that you would expect him, that you would require him to get that 50. And so it's very important.
That's from the meat of the bat. And don't bother chasing that. 11 men are not enough. Put the whole squad out there. Unbelievable hit, and it's going to take a while to retrieve the ball from the bushes.
Yeah, that one has been sent into the trees from Saad Ali. We were making the point about the dots and the singles, but Saad Ali doesn't need those. He sent that one. You'll need a search party to find that one.
All right, Lenny, you know what I'm doing on the 5th. Matthew, would you want to join? We go for leather hunt.
Yeah, definitely. I'm up for it. Always up for an adventure.
Now, this has been a fantastic counter-attack from Saad Ali and Ackerman.
Yeah, and they've really taken it to the SoCal Lashings. 9 off that over, 43 for 2 at the end of 7.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
One thing with this app, the projection score is not necessarily reliable. We don't need to go there. We just pray that it doesn't really need it.
7 overs gone, 43 for 2. Yeah, this has been a tremendous partnership so far. 41, Matt. And what stood out is the fact that they didn't let the pressure get to them at any point of time, despite losing 2 early wickets. This is positive batting at its best.
Yeah, very positive, and they really want to stay on the front foot, and they've done so far. Has Saad Ali and Mark Ackerman. Saad Ali 2 4s and 2 6s, and Mark Ackerman with a boundary to his name as well. As we see Akashvir Singh brought into the attack for the first time. We saw him take a very good catch, looking to replicate some of that form with his bowling. Starts with a full toss, and this one has been bludgeoned down the ground for a boundary. Mark Ackerman getting a juicy full toss straight away, and he doesn't need a second invitation. He's taken that one to the fence for 4.
Now more like a warm-up delivery from Akashvir, who was sensational on the field. Ackerman gets it at a comfortable height. The long on and long off just looked at each other. And by the time they played rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to retrieve it, because collecting it was never an option. Akashvir's got to get it right this time. The keeper's not full squat as well. Just tells you that the keeper is expecting the ball to bounce a little bit more when the spinner is in operation.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of bounce in this pitch. Definitely Dale Phillips, an experienced player out of New Zealand, and they get quite the bounce over there in New Zealand. So I'm sure he's had lots of experience in these type of conditions.
And I'll tell you what, he'll look at the sky and say, wow, looks so familiar. But he'll look at the humidity and say, are you sure?
This one driven up for a single to Saad Ali. Akashvir has come back with a couple of good deliveries.
It's one of the better things about this tournament. We've talked about it, the fact that it's a melting pot of various cricket cultures. We've got wonderful players from the Caribbean playing South Africa. Now the Kiwis are stepping up. Once again, just look at it go past, straight as an arrow. This man's batting out there with a protractor in hand. Unbelievable precision.
He knows where the gap is, and he's found them twice in this over so far. But you got to say, a couple of loose deliveries from Akashvir Singh. Second full toss. And a similar shot from Mark Ackerman, and he gets the same result for it.
Terrific shot. And the fact that, Matt, he's gone for the same area. How much has that impressed you? There was a long on and long off in place in the previous time. This time it just became easier for him, you would say, with a mid-on in place.
Yeah, definitely. And he's really looked at the field. He knows where the gaps are. And there's so many gaps on a cricket field when you really get down to it. Mark Ackerman has found them nicely.
10 runs with 2 more balls to go. Cheeky this time. Now he's playing the field. The outfield is one of his best friends. The dive might just be in vain. We'll have to wait and watch. He thinks it's still in play, Fernando. The 3rd run will be completed. And what does the umpire say? What does the umpire say? I think Fernando says that's fine.
Yeah, good work there from Guy and Fernando. We saw him delaying the dive for an earlier one. This time, gets it and nails it to perfection, just pulling it inside. Good fielding there. Save the boundary, but they still come back for 3, so good running between the two. This one swept away, but straight to the fielder. So 13 has come off the over. It's 56 for 2 at the end of 8.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At SoCal, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
He's Guyana, right? There's a B that looks like a Y or Guyana. Yeah, you can, yeah. So usually we used to fruit machine. Yeah. So this is my fruit machine. We're so happy to have this here. See butters, the calm. Everything. 8 overs gone, 56 for 2. Imagine being 2 for 2. The positivity that these two have shown out there. Ackerman and Ali has been tremendous to watch. Oh, good work by Abhimanyu. Saw the batter charge towards him. Decided to follow him a little more.
Yeah, change of ends here for Abhimanyu Rajput. And he starts with a dot ball. He's bowled pretty well. First over, going for just 6, and now has started with a good one here to Ackerman. This one is driven nicely inside out from Mark Ackerman. Goes away to the fence. And now Ackerman, we saw Saad Ali. Marks Ackerman starting to play some shots now. He goes up to 32.
Wonderful shot indeed. The fact that he eased it into the gap, didn't try to hit it hard at all. That's what has got him success on that occasion. Such a treat to watch Ackerman. His sound starting to unfurl all the shots in the book. He was looking to go on the leg side initially. Now realizes offside's equal opportunity of scoring runs. Didn't get it from the best part of the bat again. Long off in station. He's been stationed for this shot. 5 runs. Now he very easily could have put this one away.
Yeah, we saw him take care of Akashveer Singh. Was definitely looking to get a boundary off of that one. This time, Saad Ali shows him how it's done. Full toss and a couple of steps down the track and hammers it into the forest again. 6 more to Saad Ali.
Fantastic shot. It's 1 full toss too many. Abhimanyu gets it wrong. Saad Ali gets it well in his zone. Looks like it's got to be Harpreet Singh who's got to go for the trek. Alright, 11 of the first 4. This over is turning out to be a blessing for Chicago Tigers. And the umpire just wants to check after that bludgeoning. It's still a spear or no. Seems alright. Abhimanyu Rajput's missed his mark thrice in the over. Once he survived when it was eventually a single. But it was a full toss nonetheless. Didn't learn from it. And Saad Ali was too good to miss out on opportunities like that. This time it will be straight to the fielder. Matthew, as far as his over is concerned, the runs have come by already.
Yeah, 12 off it already and still a ball to go. Given the current run rate is 7.7, they'll definitely take this to the Tigers. Down the track from Mark Ackerman. That one has been hammered for 4. So a healthy over this for the Chicago Tigers. 16 off it. We're seeing some good ball striking here from these two. 72 for 2 at the end of 9.
Once again, moves so late after the ball's been released. And moves accordingly so that he can have enough swing space for the bat to come through. Fabulous shot. He's such a good player straight down the ground. 37 of 24 for Ackerman. 72 for 2 after 9.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Nine overs gone, 72 for 2. Akashveer, they're persisting with Akashveer here. Dale believes that Akash can get them the wicket. Akashveer went for 13 in the first over. We saw earlier in the day Timhil Patel went for 13 as well. But the fact that the captain believed in the spinner is what got him back into the game. Bowled a terrific over thereafter. This has gone high. It's also growing wings and land beyond the rope. Enough elevation. And Akashveer's misery continues. Starts off with a 6 there.
Persistence hasn't paid off so far for the SoCal Lashings. They've decided to stick with Akashveer. And Saad Ali sees his opportunity. Lovely shot again. His 4th 6 in this inning so far. He goes up to 39. Brilliant shot. Look at that one. Sailing over.
This is a comeback delivery. Much better. When Akashveer gets it right, he grows in confidence. Now he needs a bit more of that. Again, a boundary of the first ball. A biggie like that just allows the batter to set the tone for the over. Akashveer needs to gather some momentum. Balls like these won't help. Man in the deep. Oh yes, gone. Hutchinson. For anybody else, it's over the head. But Hutchinson, it's comfortable chest high. Didn't even take a start. He almost believed the ball will come towards him. Hutchinson is a ball magnet. Wow.
That's the wicket. That's the wicket that they wanted. And there we go. Akashveer Singh, they decided to stick with him. Started off with a 6, but now picks up the big wicket of Saad Ali, getting down on a knee, but easy as you like for big man Elmo Hutchison, the tallest out there for sure. And quite a simple catch for him. Big wicket for the SoCal Lashings. Saad Ali departs for 39, 78 for 3. The partnership is broken.
A terrific partnership has come to an end. It wasn't the best of deliveries, I thought. But I'll tell you what, if you have Elmo Hutchinson who's moving sideways like that, covering ground in just 2-3 strides, Akashveer Singh, take a bow. You've come back into the game with a wicket. He's got a wicket to show. And now he would believe it's the first of many more to come in this over. An over that starts off with a 6. To be coming back like this tells you how big a heart the spinner has. 78 for 3 now. The partnership is broken. Matthew, what should this phase of play yield according to you?
Well, definitely a game-changing moment there, perhaps from Akashveer Singh to get the wicket of Saad Ali. I think what's important for the Chicago Tigers is to just stay on the front foot. They're going at 8.2 and over at the halfway stage. They've got a good start. They lost 3 wickets, but Saad Ali and Mark Zuckerman did a very good job to rebuild. So I think it's important for Mark Zuckerman to push on and for Kushal Ganji, the new man in, and whoever else is to come to continue where Saad Ali left off and to keep that run rate around 8 and get it to 9 and 10 as the innings progresses. That'll get the Chicago Tigers to a very good total, you think.
The beauty of that counter-attack was the fact that it was done so with a healthy run rate. Akashveer Singh trying to script a comeback here after being hit away for a 6 very first ball. Picks up a wicket. Can he pick up another? Oh, wonderful delivery. It didn't bounce as much, and that is one point in the whole pitch that you'd want to make a mental note of. Akashveer Singh, he's already seen the batter struggle and not trust the bounce. Could he pitch it again there? Intent to hit it on the offside. Gets a run on the leg. 7 runs have come off the over. And a very important wicket indeed. The partnership is broken at the halfway mark. Chicago Tigers find themselves at 79 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Tenor was gone, 79 for 3. Sandhu has been called back. He's getting a change of ends as well. Elmo Hutchinson starting off, and then along with Sandhu sharing that new ball. 2 for 2. Just when Matthew thought we were in for an early finish. Wonderful, wonderful partnership.
It's funny how thing goes. Get 2 early wickets, and then the third one can take such a long time to come. SoCal Lashings would definitely be feeling happy. Akashveer Singh in particular getting the wicket of Saad Ali. But still the threat of Mark Ackerman looms. And Kushal Ganji is there alongside him. Still new to the crease. Sanchit Sandhu will be looking to have a crack at the new man. Looking to get another wicket and to get SoCal back into this game. This one is driven up from Kushal Ganji and it goes for 4. So a boundary there from Kushal Ganji, and I made the point that it's important for them to stay on the front foot. And there we go, a good looking shot from Ganji takes him up to 5.
Just eased into it. And it's one of those shots that makes the batter feel so comfortable in the middle. Many things have to be right to get it from the middle of the bat pinging like that. Kushal Ganji gets it earlier in the innings. It would be much, much better. What I'd also like to see is Chicago Tigers not relying too much on their well-set batter Ackerman. Ganji getting that boundary just tells you that he's willing to take the initiative. Yeah, topographically speaking, we're playing on a ground where the boundaries will also disappear. It's difficult to retrieve the ball if it's a 4 as well.
Especially once you hit it into the forest. Any other end is not too bad. But we've seen a couple of balls get launched into that forest and it's taken a bit of time to retrieve.
I think we're going for a new ball here. We're going for a new ball. And that box of balls I really believe should be kept alongside Altaf and not allow the third umpire to walk all the way every single time. Just keep it along with you, because the form that Ackerman is in as well, once he comes back on strike, he tends to like the forest a little bit more.
Definitely. And also Anil Pap getting his steps in for the day. Coming in with the box of balls.
The problem here is to try and find a sphere that indicates I'm 10.1 overs old, 83 runs old. I think that itself is an art.
Yeah, in order to pick out a ball that is relative to how the game has gone so far. Lots of noise behind the combox. Silicon Valley Strikers taking on the Houston Hurricanes directly behind us. So Sanchit Sandhu, the ball is back, a new ball. Bowling to Kushal Ganji, who's on 5. We just saw him play a beautiful shot. And this one is outside off and left alone. Don't see many balls left at this stage of a T20 innings. But Ganji's done it.
I think he trusted Sandhu's swing more than Sandhu ever did. He wanted to flirt with the wide line a little more. See the umpire's arms spread on either side. That didn't happen. But he covered the line a little bit more because leg side seems more accessible. Not if that is the delivery. Didn't go chasing this time around. Just let it be. Sandhu's got a re-ball.
3 extras in the innings so far, all 3 of them wides. But we would have seen in the DC Hawks versus New England Eagles last week, we would have seen the DC Hawks not bowl a single extra until the 18th over. So very impressive stuff there, and so far SoCal Lashings have been quite disciplined.
I didn't get it from the bat at all. We'll wait for the umpire signal. I think... Oh, it's dead ball! It's dead ball. We've talked about the rule changes, and then of course you've got to change strike if the wicket is fallen. What about this one? If it's a dead ball, you've got to go back. That one didn't. That one will stick.
Yeah, a bit of a rare occurrence. Seeing a dead ball given in that sort of fashion. Sanchit Sandhu, an over that's taken some bit of time because we've had a lost ball. We've had 2 wides now on a dead ball.
Now he's bowling 2 overs in 1. He's run in so many times. And all that's counted is 3 balls. 10.3, 85 for 3 now. He's getting swing. It's the control factor. It's the control factor that's troubling him. It's such a treat to watch, Matt. Such a treat to watch. 10.3 overs old. The ball swinging like it's new.
Yeah, it's definitely a sight to see. Couple of runs here to Kushal Ganji. In fact, yeah, Kushal Ganji takes him up to 7. Sanchez Sandhu, 3 legal deliveries in the over. We saw 4 dots and now a couple of runs off the bat of Ganji. So it's gone for 8 so far. Still quite a bit to go for Sanchez Sandhu. And Brian Kane, we know he's an umpire that is very strict when it comes to time. I'm sure this over might not necessarily make him happy.
Marvelous delivery. If this was in store, take a little bit more time, that's all right. But just don't look at Brian right now.
If Brian Kane was the third umpire, I'm sure he'd be communicating through his little walkie-talkie to the umps.
Yes, terrific umpire indeed, Brian Kane. All right, would he tease the outside edge once again and just get a feeling that he's missed out on something that is very Yorker-like, and hence a delivery of this kind would make more sense just to mix it up. A single to finish the over, an innocuous single of what's been an over that went on for a while. 11 overs gone, 88 for 3. For you on comms.
Thanks, Suhas. And so we're down to the last 54 balls. We've seen a stall in the innings so far. Chicago Tigers, Matt, looked pretty set at one point. A big 50-run partnership between Ackerman and Saad Ali. But both batsmen are back in the shade. In fact, Saad Ali is back in the shade. Ackerman has been relatively quiet. And so with the likes of Kushal Ganji and the others to come, we'll have to wait and see. But we're watching. The captain has been reintroduced into the attack. Some spells of 1 over each. And he comes in here with about 54 balls remaining.
And one point I'd like to mention here. Marks Ackerman has not had the strike in the last 2 overs.
Wow.
So he's been off strike for exactly 2 overs. He didn't face a ball from Akashvir because he saw 3 from Saad Ali and then he got out and Kushal Ganji came in. And it was all Kushal Ganji in the previous over. So now, Mark Ackerman, after about 13 or so deliveries, will be facing his first ball in quite some bit of time.
So you couldn't pardon me from saying Akash, Saad Ali and Ackerman are back in the shade. I haven't noticed him for a while. 89 for 3 as he comes into strike. Ball worked into the onside. Feel like Clark will not get a run. And that tantalizingly goes for 4. Brian Kane signals 4. That's a lovely shot from Ackerman.
Ackerman clearly hasn't lost any of his touch. But again, these full tosses coming in from SoCal, just too many of them. And Mark Ackerman is having all the ease in the world and picking them up. And work for Katney Clark out there on the boundary. But a very quick outfield, pulling out the dive, not enough.
So they're up to 93, make that 94. Clark in front of the box mat had a big knock the other day on the West Coast.
Yeah, an agonizing 99 for Katney Clark on opening day. Would have been run out, coming back for a second run. A second run that the SoCal Lashings needed to take because they were in the dying embers of the game with a very high run rate, required run rate. So Katney Clark coming back for the second run was run out on 99. We saw 4 90s on opening weekend. But eventually we got our first century in yesterday. Nauman Anwar from the Michigan Cricket Stars.
So the Tigers closing in on 100. Marks Ackerman, the man on strike. He's batted well. And ball tugged into the onside. Clark has been a busy man. And that brings the score up to closer to 100. So 12 gone. It's 97 for 3. Oh, sorry. Still a ball remaining. 96 for 3. 11.5, Matt, and this over's gone for what? 8 runs in this over so far from the captain. Oh, pulled into the onside, over square leg. And that's gone for a maximum. So that brings up the 100 here for Chicago Tigers. And it comes on the stroke of the 12th over. It's 102 for 3, Matt. Take a look at that.
Not a good delivery from Abhimanyu Rajput. Too short and put away. You'd expect those to be going over the rope for 6. And Kushal Ganji, what a shot. Swings his bat and hammers it for 6.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Brings up the 100 here for the Chicago Tigers. And we still got 48 balls to be bowled. Ackerman, he is on 43. He's batted extremely well. And along with Saad Ali would have put on a big partnership. Now it's for the likes of Kushal Ganji and the others to come to finish up here. But they're batting at 102 for 3.
Yeah, and having a player like Mark Zuckerman, who's 43 of 27 deliveries, has already been there for most of the innings. Having a batsman like him out in the middle, with 8 overs remaining, you want him to stay in there as much as possible, especially in those final 5-6 overs. As you know, in the modern game, that's when teams really look to accelerate and really look to go all guns blazing. So having a set man like Mark Zuckerman is very key to those final 5-6 over success. And Kushal Ganji, we've seen that he's played a couple of shots as well. So in for another big partnership here, you'd think. Already up to 24 between these two.
So Fernando comes back into the attack. Oh, ball tugged into the onside. Will not get much on that. Fielder will come around, and that's a single to bring Kushal Ganji back on strike. And I remember Kushal Ganji over the years, Matt. A young player. I know his dad pretty well. His dad always used to take him to junior game over the years. Kushal Ganji is a quality player, comes out of the Atlanta region. And it's good to see that he has really transformed his game from a junior lad in the earlier days to a more mature player now. It's 103 for 3 on the board. Him along with Ackerman. Oh, lofted into the onside. Fielder will come around. Harpreet Singh, is that him? And he takes the catch. Wall judge catch in the end. And Kushal Ganji falls. It's 103 for 4. We'll take a look at that.
So Guy and Fernando picks up the wicket. This one just popped up in the air from Ganji. Harpreet Singh makes no mistake. A man we've used to see with the gloves on. Harpreet Singh now in the field. Doesn't seem to bother him too much. Good catch out there. And Kushal Ganji departs for 16. He got a start. But the Tigers now 103 for 4.
Good match. After 50, he got coming back. So it's 103 for 4. Prithvish Patel comes to the middle. We'll have to keep an eye on who the striker is. And Ackerman will be the man on strike. He's up to 44, Matt. He's batted extremely well. But coming down to the last 46 balls or so, it's 103 on the board. Go ahead.
Ackerman on 44 again. We've made the point. He's been off strike for quite some bit of time. But still an important player to have out there in the middle. He's been there. He's played his shots. And he's looking in some very good form. Quick single there taken to get Prithvish Patel, the new man, in on strike for the first time. Guy and Fernando, this has been a good over from him. 2 runs off it and the wicket of Kushal Ganji.
Yeah, Matt, as Prithvish Patel will take some time to get ready. What an assembling of teams between Musa and Prairie Review Cricket Complex.
Morrisville as well.
And Morrisville, yeah.
At Church Street Park.
So we're watching Fernando will come into bowl to Patel. And Patel gets a good delivery, a bit of
Well,
yeah, doesn't finding it funny as Ackerman. And in the end, that ball here, it's 104 for 4.
apologies there, so that's at least good to see. Bit of a jostling contest between Guy and Fernando and Mark Ackerman. No one said this was a contact sport. Every sport has its fair share of it at times, though. We've seen it on that occasion. But all good in the end between the two.
So this has been a very controlled over here from Guy and Fernando. We've seen the wicket of Kushal Ganji. We've only seen a couple of runs, and we've also seen a couple of dot balls. This has been a tidy one here for Guy and Fernando. And Matt, when you look at SoCal Lashings, I made the point with Sohas that they might have been happy that they have gotten Silicon Valley Strikers and the Grizzlies out of the way. But they'll badly need some wins to put points on the table, at least in this game.
Yeah, any team that is tasked with coming up against the Golden State Grizzlies and Silicon Valley Strikers already has it hard. 105 for 4 at the end of 13.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
So we're back with the cricket. It's 105 for 4. And Akash Veer Singh will continue. He's bowled 2 overs, no min, 1 for 20. Matt will come into bowl to Prithvish Patel. Still 42 balls to be bowled. It's 105 for 4.
You'd want to keep Prithvish, the new man, in on strike as much as possible, especially as you come down to the end of the innings. You don't want Mark Ackerman to face. You'd rather keep Ackerman at the non-striker's end, hoping that it messes with his timing and his ability to score as quick as he's done so far. Good shot there, and in the gap from Prithvish Patel, showing he's no slouch with the bat. And I was just making the point, you'd rather bowl to Prithvish, but there we see a very good looking shot from him. He goes up to 5 and takes the score up to 109 for 4.
Found the gap pretty nicely there between Clark and the captain. And that's a lovely shot. It's 109 for 4, 41 balls still to be bowled. They're going at over 8 runs and over. So Matt, 17 teams made it to Prairie View in this 4 days of competition. Oh, he finds the gap again and will run away for 4. So off the bat of Prithvish Patel. And that goes quickly away for 4. Look at that. It's 113 on the board.
Eluding Harpreet Singh. A valiant effort from Harpreet Singh. But in the end, just enough to get past him and away for 4. Didn't get all of it. But Prithvish Patel, a couple of boundaries to start this over off. And pressure here on Akash Veer. And ironically, he's not really bowling to the danger man, you'd say. Mark Ackerman. He's bowling to Prithvish Patel. But I keep going back to the point I made after the dismissal of Saad Ali. And that was the batsmen who are to come will have to keep the Tigers on that front foot. And Kushal Ganji, who was back in the hut, and now Prithvish Patel have done that nicely. In the gap again. This is very good placement. And Prithvish Patel, 3 4s in a row. The placement has been excellent, and he's not trying to hit the ball too hard. He knows the outfield is quick. All he has to do is find the gap, and he's doing so very neatly and very precisely. Another boundary to Prithvish.
Yeah, 2 short from Akash Veer Singh. And if you're an off spinner and you're getting a man to play cut shot, Matt, you're bowling the wrong line. It's 117 for 4, 39 balls still to be bowled. And we've seen an over that's gone for 12 off the bowling of Singh. Patel is on 13. He's gone quickly up to 13. So ball eased into the offside. Pacific Conference game here, Matt, between Chicago Tigers and SoCal Lashings. Tigers replacing catchers from last year?
I guess you could say that. Chicago Tigers, Chicago Catchers rather, not a part of this year's minor league. Chicago Tigers coming in to take their spot, so could say it that way.
So 45 to Ackerman. He's did extremely well. Akashvir has given up 13 in this over so far. Well away from any of the fielder. He continues to bat well. He's been out of strike for a couple of overs, but he's up to 46. It's 119 for 4. So runs coming by single, a good end for Akashvir Singh, but perhaps the damage has already been done. And over that cost him 15. It's 120 for 4, 14 gone. So welcome back. It's 120 for 4. 14 gone, Matt. We've seen the persistence of SoCal Lashings to continue with the likes of Fernando, Sandhu, Hutchinson, the captain, and Akashvir Singh. And so Fernando will come into bowl to Patel. And Patel eases this one into the offside, and so things are on the way here in the 15th.
Ackerman on strike. He's been kept in the 40s for some bit of time. 46 of 30 deliveries. Very good innings here from him. And has really been key to this Tigers innings. Prithvish Patel, we saw him in the last over. Utilizing the fast outfield. Realizing that the amount of gaps that Lashings have had in their field, and has really found them nicely. This one will go away for 4. Deliberately played from Mark Ackerman. Just a little gentle dab down to third man, and that brings up his 50 for Mark Ackerman. So take a bow. Comes off 31 deliveries. And it's such a calm looking shot to bring up such a big milestone.
Yeah, just guiding the ball away. Look at this one. Deliberately just easing the ball into the slip area. And once it beats the man, a third man, very fast outfield here. And a wonderful play from Ackerman. He picks up a 50. Well played, Ackerman. So ball driven into the offside. More runs here. Clark is engaged. And so that takes the score up to 126 for 4, Matt. 33 balls to be bowled here. Chicago Tigers could very well end up here 170 based on the fact that Marcus Ackerman is still out in the middle. Prithvish Patel, we've seen him play some lofty shots. It's 126 for 4.
Try. Yes, boys. Yes, boys. Yes, boys.
Nice little partnership building here between these two. 23, but it's come off just 13 balls, and you'd want a fast-paced partnership at this stage of the game with 33 balls left. Swung away all the way from Prithvish Patel. What a good-looking shot from him. Goes upstairs.
Yes, Matt, that's one of the things with this minor league. A lot of no-name players are going to come and really impress. Patel has certainly done that. Look at that. Picked it up well, timed it well off the sweet part of the bat. And that's gone for 6. It's 132 for 4.
Too easy from Fernando right in the slot. And Prithvish Patel swinging that one away. Beautiful shot from Prithvish Patel. You could tell he got all of that.
So while there's a break, while the ball has been retrieved, Matt, how do you see the Pacific Conference as we get a little break here turning out this year?
Should be a very competitive division. The West Coast has packed up with a lot of talent this year. Got a defending champs, Silicon Valley Strikers, Golden State Grizzlies. And they've also got the likes of Seattle Thunderbolts, East Bay and SoCal strengthening up as well. Not forgetting Hollywood and San Diego. So it should have quite a competitive division there in the Western Division. And then you've got the Central Division. You've got the 3 Texas teams, Dallas, Lone Star, and Houston. And you've got the 2 Chicago sides, the Tigers and the Blasters, and the Michigan Cricket Stars. Some well put together sides there.
So we'll take a quick break here. In fact, the ball has been retrieved, and so cricket will continue. And Matt, just before I allow you to go, what has been some of the imports here for the Chicago Tigers and the SoCal Lashings this year? Their additions.
Well, the SoCal Lashings have definitely made some changes from a rather less than stellar year last time. But they've kept Elmo Hutchison, which is a big plus for them. But they've obviously the two Kiwis coming in, Dale Phillips and Katney Clark. They've also brought in Skandar Rohit Sharma, who have been part of the East Bay Blazers side last year. And also bringing in, not playing today, but Jatinder Singh, Omani international. So they have made some top additions here, the SoCal Lashings. And in addition, they've managed to retain the likes of Abhimanyu Rajput, Elmo Hutchison, and Harpreet Singh, some quality players.
So 132, we're down. A play and a miss here from Patel, but Patel has played a very good hand. And with 1 ball remaining, quickly sums up the Chicago Tigers incoming players this year.
Chicago Tigers, the new franchise, so everybody new to the franchise this year. But definitely the likes of Saad Ali, Mark Zuckerman, the 2 that stand out. You've also got the likes of Calvin Savage, who is not part of the team today, but is part of the squad.
So 15 overs gone, Matt. It's 133 for 4. And when we come back with 30 balls remaining, they're going at 8.8 and over. So Haas will slip back into the box. And thank you very much, Matt Achaibar. So a partnership of 30 here, Sohas, as we welcome you back. We down to the final 30, the 30 balls. 15 overs gone. It's 133 for 4. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Lenny. It's been a great recovery. From 2 for 2, you asked them 15 overs, 134 for 4. They grab it with both hands.
Yeah, we saw a big partnership between Saad Ali and Marcus Ackerman. And look at that. Ackerman, while you were away, got to a splendid 50. And as Matt made the point, for him now to push on towards the end, if he stays there, our scoring up cannot project the right score because he doesn't know who's batting. It's 134 for 4.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At SoCal, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So Harpreet Singh has been given the ball. And he starts with a ball that is played into the onside. And so when you look at the SoCal Lashings, they have really pinned their bowlers down to only 6 bowlers. In fact, Harpreet comes in here as the 6th bowler. So they've really relied on Hutchison, Sandhu, the captain, Guyan Fernando, and Akash Veer Singh to really carry them through. Has it really worked?
To a large extent, it did initially. And then Akashvi started to go for runs and things changed completely thereafter. Harpreet Singh. Can he be amongst wickets? He definitely will be. Watch out for number 172. He can turn the ball a long way. Chopped it on the off stump. Is lying crownless as the veils have been strewn.
So the man with the golden arm, Harpreet Singh, has come in here. Very vital breakthrough. Take a look at that. Looking to cut is Patel. Yeah, might have beat him up. Might have beat him comprehensively. Sohas, not too sure if he got an inside edge, but regardless, he is gone. It's 135 for 5.
Just get a feeling that he was caught in 2 minds whether to go forward or backward. It's that length from Harry Singh. His caused troubles. Importantly for Chicago Tigers, that Ackerman still out there, 52 of 33. He can provide the big finish. Sunny Bhatti. He's taking the leg stump guard and then the middle stump guard.
So Harpreet Singh, very important wicket. All wickets are important, coming down to 28 balls remaining. Ackerman is still at 22 yards away. Sunny Bhatti comes out here.
Very good delivery. Harpreet Singh is bowling a very difficult over, to be honest. This is the time when the team would start to look to go for an assault, try and create the launch pad. Chicago Tigers were trying so, and a wicket fell in the process. More bounce this time. Now it's still within the 30-yard circle and still a single stolen. It's one of the better aspects of this innings so far from Ackerman. Not only has he run those singles for himself, but he's been good at calling when his partner needs some help in trying to get a single.
Yes, Suhas, you're right on that. We've seen very good turn also here from Harpreet Singh. We thought might have been an inside edge, but I'm seeing a lot of turn from Harpreet.
It's two shots in one. Initially wanted to scoop it and then realized it's bouncing anyway. Still is offered good bat percentage on it. And the bounce, it's been a treat to watch. No clue there for the keeper.
So in the modern version of the game, batsmen have really come up with plans to play balls where no one really feels, and they have really targeted behind the keeper, which has really been a vacant area for many years now. 16 overs gone. It's 137 for 5.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
People to come. Oh, yeah. 16 overs gone, 137 for 5. Ackerman's holding this innings together, 53 of 34. Can he provide the big finish, the crescendo finish that Chicago Tigers are dreaming of? 137 for 5, and we've seen just hours ago that on this kind of a track, 150 was enough. But can they get to 160, 165 to get the cushion for their bowlers to experiment a little bit if need be?
So they'll have to get past Elmore Hutchison. Miserly at the start, Suhas. 2 overs, no mid, 1 for 5. So he comes back here. And you would want to think this is a different game now from when he started bowling over number 1 and over number 3. He comes in here to start over number 17. Ackerman has been there for some time. He has notched up a 50er already. And here we go. So down the ground goes Ackerman. Good diving save by the man out at long on. And a couple of runs to start over number 17. Positive start.
So do you foresee Hutchinson bowl the 19th as well to finish off? It's a really good hit. And that effort and commitment, 100%.
I would want to think so, Suhas. We still will probably see Sanchit Sandhu with another one. And Harpreet hasn't been bad in the last over.
So deep inside the crease. Still is hit it for a single. Abhimanyu Rajput will get around it.
So Chicago Tigers, one of the new franchise, playing their first minor league series game since the inception. And they're coming here with a very good, strong performance here. I would say 140 for 5. It's on the verge of what par score has been on this pitch in the last couple of days. Suhas, you'd say?
Absolutely, and we've already seen a couple of balls keep low as well. And the ones that have bounced have been even more so. Keeping that in mind, 160 would be a very good total on this kind of a track. At the toss as well, we saw captain of Chicago Tigers, Saad, today. said that the pitch might change a little bit. Dale wanted to believe otherwise. It's a good delivery. An underarm flick for a throw there, but Bhatti had made it.
So 21 balls still to be bowled. Elmore has bowled a quality 17 so far. Still a long way to go. 3 balls remaining, 4 in the over so far. Ackerman will be the man to strike. Just to while Elmore gets to the top of his mark and will come in. Just to want to quickly run through some of the earlier scores. We saw big innings from Saad Ali for 39. We saw Kushal Ganji getting a quick 16. And we saw Patel, he got 23.
We'll watch this one go. He's waiting for the umpire to say something about it. The umpire says it's absolutely fine. Elmo Hutchinson, can he deliver another beauty of that kind? Just teasing the batter till the end. Very surprised he didn't go for it, Lenny. Because if he offers the bat to it, just opens the face of the bat, you see the third man's very, very fine and could hit it square.
Yes, Suhas, you're right on that. These days, in the modern game, there's been so many stares from the player towards the umpire. Soon as a ball rises a little bit up towards the batsman.
He's itchy to get to the strikers and not sure if the second is on. We'll have to stick with a single. Elmo Hutchinson also in a great position to collect the throw.
Yeah, just coming back, the stairs that the umpires have to endure in this time. Every little ball that passes, maybe the chest height of the batsman, and the batsman looks at both umpires just for a signal. We've seen a lot of time when batsmen are batting and when balls are marginal on the tram line, as we saw not too long ago. You'll get those very direct, deadly stare.
So apart from the sunglasses that we wear for the sun, there's another thing that the sunglasses can save you from. He's given him. It's given him. He's holding his hip there though.
Yeah, we were speaking of that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a stare here from Sonny Bhatti. But he's been given out. Let's take a look at that.
The ball dipping. Well, the umpire believes that it would have taken a bit of stumps on it. Elmo Hutchinson hardly appealed and up went the finger. Elmo Hutchinson almost wanted to say, there you go, that is close enough. Bhatti cannot believe it.
So it's 142 for 6. Bhatti gone. And Elmore Hutchinson a very quality over. And over is only given up 5 runs. He picked up his second wicket. It's 142 for 6.
1, 2, 3.
And it goes without saying that Ackerman needs to farm the strike from your 3 overs if he can phase. Now this is why Deep Chand is in the middle. A ball that was dipping. Straight one. Bhatti misses. And the umpire says that would have gone on to hit the stumps. Oh, cheeky from Ackerman. He is as good a player right-handed too. What a way to welcome Harry Singh into the bowling attack again.
Well, look at that. Now he's toying with them. Reverse shot, and that's gone for 6. Brian Kane comes up with a big signal. It's 148 on the board.
A terrific striking. And Ackerman is ensuring the Chicago Tigers get to a good finish. This game is so much about momentum, Lenny. And Ackerman is providing that for Chicago Tigers. 148 for 6 is a good total on a track of this kind.
Yeah, not a good start here from the 18th by Harpreet Singh. We saw him bowled with a lot of turn in the previous over. And you would want to think that the matchup here, Ackerman being the left-hander, might have been very beneficial here for Harpreet Singh. But out comes the switch hit, and that's gone for 6.
It's big. It's massive. And into the second round. That's one way to send a statement. One as a righty, one as a lefty. He's forced Harpreet to bowl short by making him think that he'll dance down the track. He stayed put.
What a way to bring up the 150 off the bat of Ackerman. He has been impressive. And that six has taken up to 69. Couple of sixes in this over. Harpreet Singh under pressure. 16 balls still to be bowled.
The perfect start as far as Chicago Tigers are concerned. That is the importance of having Ackerman on strike. 2 sixes back to back. What a way to start the over.
And the fact is, Sohas, interestingly enough, those couple of sixes were the only 2 sixes from Ackerman so far. So he waits until the 18th over. And that's the beauty of this game.
Would you believe it? 70 or 41. You might think it's a barrage of sixes. It just has 2 of them. There's a lot of singles and twos in between. Ackerman has been terrific to watch today. The way you compile an innings, it's something that you can learn from Marcus Ackerman.
So it could be leg buys. We'll wait for Brian Kane. And we'll talk about Brian Kane when we come back. Very interesting story, but he signals a leg buy and brings the equation down to 156 for 6 with 14 balls remaining. This over's gone for 14.
Yeah, this could be the big over. He's searching for another 6. You could see it in his eyes. Ackerman, would he go leg side? Doesn't get it from the meat.
No ball. No ball.
And this is a crime. A spinner overstepping. And the fact that he's overstepped, it's going to cause him consequences in the next delivery as well. Many forms of getting Pinaka out is going to be suspended. Harpreet has got to get this one right. It's going to be the quicker one, the quicker Yorker, or slightly outside of Yorker. Lenny, what is he going to choose?
So first free hit of the match. A big swing and a miss here from Pinaka. Doesn't go too well. And how many times Sohas, we've seen the bowler under pressure of a free hit ball. Bowls his best ball.
Also got an opportunity to change his field as well, as Ackerman wasn't on strike for the free hit. He anyways was treating every single ball as a free hit. 18 overs gone. 159 for 6. Pinaka opens his account and will find himself at the striking end. Very good.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
59 for 6. 12 balls remaining. Elmore will finish up here 2 for 10 off 3 Sohas. And you'll be quite happy to know that you've given the ball to a very experienced left-arm pacer who still has some sting in him at this age of his career.
Time and again he's proved age is just a number, isn't it? You're talking about Saurabh Netravalkar also sharing the same craft as Elmore Hutchinson, probably not able to make his way. But be very honest with you, in Oman, when these two were in operation, there's something else to see. Saurabh Netravalkar with his lovely swinging deliveries, Elmore Hutchinson with that extra bit of bounce. Such a treat to watch.
So it doesn't matter how they come. Pinaka runs through for a single, a very important single, as he hands the strike over to Ackerman with 11 balls remaining. Ackerman has batted exceptionally well.
The ball still swinging as it's coming out of the hand of Elmore Hutchinson. And as you rightly pointed out, Lenny, it is a very important single. The context of that single would be unraveled in the next 3 deliveries.
So very hot and humid there here at Prairie View, Texas. It feels like 104. You could feel the heat. It's 160 on the board, Elmore.
Just loves the sport so much, doesn't he? Elmore Hutchinson. Oh, that is very well done by the man. He's a gentle giant. For him to bend down on time to try and stop the ball, not to go beyond him itself. There was so much happening. There's so much action to unpack. A little jump outside off to make leg side more accessible. Elmore Hutchinson follows the batter a little.
Yeah, very smart bowling here from Elmore Hutchinson. A couple of good balls in this over. Has only yielded him 10 balls to go. It's 160 for 6. Ackerman has been the big scorer so far.
Terrific. This is wonderful death bowling. This is what you practice day in and day out. A well-set batter like Ackerman couldn't have an answer to it. It's a guided missile from Hutchinson.
Yeah, he's a top quality competitor outside of the US. Would have had a couple of stints with the CPL. Would have been with the Tallawahs for a year. I think he spent with that franchise. And Sohas, we all know, while he may not have played with a team that included some big stars like Rahman Powell and some of the top guns there, he has learned a lot.
Slower ball bouncer. That's also in his kitty. Akash gets around it. What a terrific stop. We've seen it so many times. The captain says, Akash, you're on the leg side and you're all by yourself because we trust you. You're all that's required to cover 40 yards on either side.
Yeah, might have been because of the catch we saw earlier on off the bat of Saiteja. And so this has been a quality over from Elmore Hutchinson. He has thrown everything at the batsman out in the middle. And they've only conceded. They've only helped themselves for a couple of runs in 4 balls. This has been very, very good bowling in the 19th here.
2 more balls to go. What a terrific over the 19th is turning out to be. Just 2 runs of it. Hutchinson needs to close out well. Can he close it out well? That's another single. A single won't pinch Hutchinson. Neither will it pinch Dave. 3 runs of it with the ball to go. Chicago Tigers are looking for a big finish. They've got to look for momentum off this ball. Will Ackerman quietly pick up a single and try and retain strike for the final over? Or would he say, Pinaka is no muck with the bat, let me go for a big shot and maximize this?
So Ackerman up to 72. He has batted well. But the main story so far in this passage of play has been the quality stuff from Elmore. 3 runs in this over.
Yeah, we'll quietly pick up another and retain strike. 4 runs of the over. 4 runs of the 19th. Elmore Hutchinson take a bow. 4 overs, 14 runs and 2 wickets. 163 for 6 Chicago Tigers as they are ever willing to maximize this total with 6 more balls to spare.
1, 2, 3.
So this has been a very tidy passage of play here for SoCal Lashings. At the 15th over mark, Sohas, they were batting at 133. And you come down now to the last. They've only given up, 40 runs in the last 4 or so overs. And so we come down to the last. Who has been given the last here? It looks like Sandhu.
You had predicted, Lenny, that it's got to be Sandhu. They've got to go with pace. And with Harpreet's second over not going according to plan, you could almost sense that the captain would go at pace, go towards pace, and he's gone to Sandhu to deliver 6 balls in the right areas. Ackerman, 73 of 46. What a superb innings this has turned out to be. He's been there for a long time. It's a test of temperament and fitness. And Ackerman's answered all questions today. And he's not done yet. Oh, is he gone? Ackerman, a shot perhaps a little tired. Doesn't get the elevation and a very good catch.
So Ackerman finally falls. Sandhu comes up with a very important wicket here in the 20th over. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, driven firmly into the offside, but man placed there. Number 13 comes up with a very good catch. Good reflex. And that's the end of a well-played innings from Ackerman. He has done his part, Sohas. And with 5 balls remaining, it's 163 for 7.
There goes at least 15 to 18 runs. Ackerman facing the next 5 deliveries. He believed he can get the boundaries more often. Now 2 new men at the crease at a time when Chicago Tigers will have to throw their bat at everything. Just what Sandhu wanted.
So Sami Sohail comes out to the middle. Skandar Rohit Sharma would have been the catcher. Well judged catch, all reflexes into the offside. And now we come down to the final 5 balls here. Sanchit Sandhu has been given it. He's bowling a 2 for 22 at the moment. And will come into bowl to Sami Sohail. Pinaka stands at the other end. And it's 163 for 7 as you can see on your screen. So Chicago Tigers, 5 balls remaining in their innings. And SoCal Lashings, of course. SoCal Lashings will be hoping that they could keep this in the vicinity well below 170 here, Suhas.
163 is a good total on a track of this kind. 170 is wonderful indeed. Sandhu, can he get another one right? Gets it right. It's a Yorker. And Yorker, that is sending a statement that he's bowled it early in the over. Might expect another.
Yeah, this has been a very good 20th over here for Sanchit Sandhu. When you hear the name Sandhu Suhas, it certainly brings memory of Balwinder Singh Sandhu in the, speaking of swing bowling, that memorable performance in the 1983 World Cup against the West Indies.
A terrific swing bowler indeed. We've grown up listening to stories featuring Sandhu. Got an opportunity to be there in the same studio with him as well. It should be taken. Gone. Clark was cool, calm and collected underneath it. He made no fuss about it. As soon as it went up in the air, called mine. And that meant Clark has good bucket hands. Nobody come near him.
So the 8th wicket goes down. The wheels are beginning to fall apart here. Just want to take a look at this. Not timed well. A bit of an edge. And Clark, top class fielder, good catcher. He bags an easy one. It's 163 for 8.
This is turning out to be a terrific over from Sandhu. He's given nothing away and half an over is done and dusted with. He's picked up 2 important wickets as well.
So Aliti comes to the middle, but batsman would have crossed. And so Pinaka with 3 balls remaining. We have seen a couple of strikes in this over from Sanchit Sandhu. And so far he hasn't conceded a run in this over. What a terrific over from him. And we're coming to bowl to Pinaka. So here we go.
This should be another. Taken. There was a bit of fun, but he's still doing so. He's still doing so. The first one would have had his heart in his mouth for just a moment. But after that, it was for fun.
So another wicket from Sandeep in this over.
3 wickets without a run being conceded.
Yeah,
you cannot ask for anything better in a final over, Lenny.
Yeah, just separated by one of those miserly dot balls. So 3 wickets in this over. And things are falling apart here in the final over. Yeah, that's the juggling act.
I tell you what, even though it was deliberate, the scorebook doesn't know. The statisticians would not know it was deliberate. You tell them what is the most juggled catch ever. This will go down in the books.
So 3 wickets in this over. We've got a couple of balls remaining here from Sanchit Sandhu. He's picked up a 4-wicket haul, 4 for 22 at the moment.
Yeah, the 5-er is on the cards with the way he's bowling. A 5-er is on the cards. We saw 6 from Ehsan Adil not long ago. Not too long. And that is what you get in 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship. Cricket of the highest order.
So here is the hat-trick ball. Runner deep Aleti will be the man on strike. And we've got 2 balls remaining.
Hat-trick ball. The field hasn't changed. Would he target the stumps? He does. It's a slower Yorker. There was no backup arriving, hence the throw was withdrawn. Harpreet was quickly onto it. Oh, what a terrific final over. Just 1 more ball to go. 3 wickets in a run. It's always great to see a bowler come out on top in a game which is dominated by batters.
So 4 for 23 from Sandhu. would have started this over with only 1 wicket in the bag, Sahas. But how quickly things have changed. And we saw a big juggling act from the fielder out there. And that fielder is the captain himself, Abhimanyu. So that's the man with the juggling act, one of the longest juggles you'll see in minor league cricket. So we're down to the final ball. It's 164 for 9. Irrespective of what happens here, they'll be chasing somewhat what? 8, maybe 8.5 runs and over. So
164 as of now. What are his options here? He can go through covers. It's a guaranteed boundary. If he swivels, it's 4 more. That's much better. And a single it shall be. It's one of those rare occasions where a bowler's bowled a final over, where there are more wickets than runs. There are 2 runs, 3 important wickets. Sandhu finishes with unreal figures of 4 overs, 24 for 4. And Chicago Tigers have been tied back to 165. There were moments when it looked like 180 was possible.
yeah, 165 in the end, posted by the Chicago Tigers. Let's take a look at that. Standout innings, of course, by Ackerman, who got 73. Batted extremely well. And we also saw in the earlier part of the Saad Ali, he's been brilliant at the top of the order. 165 for 9.
They'll be mighty pleased with the 165 as well, given the fact the openers did not trouble the scorers at all. Saad Ali and Marcus Ackerman got together and displayed what positive batting looks like. Kushal Ganji, Prithvish Patel, everyone contributing, and the lower middle order struggling a little to get to a good total, a good finish. 165 is still plenty on a track which is asking questions to the batter.
Yeah, bowling card, standout performance from Sandhu, 4 for 24. But look at Hutchison, 2 for 14, 3.5 economy rate has been brilliant this afternoon. So there we go. So when we come back, it's 166 from 120 balls. Be sure to join us. A lot is expected here from SoCal Lashings. They badly need a win in this tournament. We'll see you right back in about 15 minutes time.
Awesome.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
What got into you?
At SoCal, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by SoCal.
.66 is required by the SoCal Lashings. We saw a good batting display from the Tigers, particularly Saad Ali and Mark Zuckerman. And you had some good knocks at the bottom from likes of Kushal Ganji and Prithvish Patel. But we also saw a very good final over there by Sanchit Sandhu, who finished off with very good figures to his name. Chicago Tigers will feel they could have gotten maybe 15 or so more, but they've got a ball for what they've got. I'm joined by Sohas in the commentary box. Should be quite an interesting chase, this, because you've got some fireworks on the SoCal Lashing side, and two men out there in the middle right away. Harpreet Singh and Katani Clark can give you some.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Yeah, very good evening to everyone tuning in. We've got a game on our hands, and run to the board right away. Just a deft touch.
So Clark is off and running with a single and gets the hard-hitting Harpreet Singh on strike. Harpreet Singh, consistent performer for the SoCal Lashings, would have been one of the handful of centurions we saw in last year's minor league, would have made 118. And his partner, Katani Clark, was almost a centurion himself. We talked about that earlier, the 99 that he made on opening day. A quick single there taken. So, a couple of singles to start things off for the SoCal Lashings. Not wasting any time. Already a couple of runs on the board.
Aleti has that additional pressure as well to deliver this time around. One of the bigger things that Chicago Tigers would have discussed in the team meetings is the role of the new ball bowlers to pick up wickets. Rana Aleti. He's relying on the change in pace initially. Rana Aleti is not going for swing. Usually we've seen that the brand new ball swings a little more. So one who practices that craft gets the ball in hand initially. It's been a quiet start, a subdued start so far. 2 runs. And a dot ball. Up against Clark, who loves to go big. Clark is someone, Matt, who loves to use the first 6 overs to his advantage.
Yeah, very, very aggressive players, Katani Clark. And a quality player as well, player with who's still relatively young in age, but a player that has lots of experience in New Zealand. And Katani Clark would have, earlier on this year, during the American winter, he would have been in New Zealand and he would have won the Super Smash with the Northern Districts, and in the final would have scored 71 of 34 deliveries. This one is in the air. Might land safely. It does land safely. Doesn't have the legs to go for 4. Yes, it does. So a boundary and a shot to break loose from Katani Clark. He goes up to 5 and takes the score up to 6.
It's a shot that he checked towards the end. It's one of those things you could do in the first 6. There was a long on lurking, so he had to ensure he hits it as straight as possible. Landed safely and also went for 4. A boundary nonetheless, but a boundary that will not make him feel very comfortable mentally. He'd still be waiting to see that boundary that pings off his bat. Not one of this kind. Surprisingly, no swing. He's opting to go for the slower delivery more often than not, Aleti. He's got a good change-up. 1 over gone, 6 for no loss.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Katani Clark. He's a terrific cricketer, straight down the ground, hammers the ball as well, loves to just chip over the infield and score those runs. Be interesting to see Harneet Singh as well. Someone again, more of a stand and deliver kind of a player. Matt, we haven't seen much swing in the first over, despite the wind picking up too. Is it because the bowler did not opt for it at all?
Could be. We'll never know. Prithvish Patel to the attack. We'll pick things up from the other end, bowling to Harpreet Singh. SoCal Lashings have got some quality players in their batting lineup. Two of them out there in the middle right now. Harpreet Singh, we mentioned his success last year, and Katani Clark, we've mentioned his success down in the Super Smash. This one worked away into the leg side by Harpreet Singh. Protection out there. We'll limit it to just the one. And still to come, the skipper Dale Phillips, another player with experience in the Super Smash.
Yeah, great experience indeed for Dale Phillips, and that'll come in very handy in a game of this kind. They're searching for those points. It's important for them to get off to a good start in this tournament. In the previous game, they've also relied on the surface a little bit more. He's called for that single, but it's a good collect. It was a clean collect indeed. Stylish as ever, with a hand sticking out.
Very good work there. Definitely saved the boundary. Karan Kumar, good work there from him, limiting that to just a single. Harpreet back on strike, edged away, but fielder taking a tumble. In the end, protection, so just the one. Good over here from Prithvish Patel, given we're in the power play and given that he's bowling to two very attacking batsmen. He's done well to limit this over to just 3 runs from 4 deliveries.
Absolutely, Matt, and also he's getting the support from the fielders, just what he wanted. The first one was a poor delivery, was kept down to a single due to a wonderful throw on the leg side. Now once again, Karan is so good at understanding what the ball does when it pitches just in front of you or bounces just in front of you. It's important for you to bring the body behind so that even if there's some torque, you can handle it. Ball tends to fizz away from you at the last moment. We call it bad bounce in our game. So far, so good for Prithvish. Oh, that's it well. That's a cracking shot. Runs are flowing from the bat of Clark.
Lovely shot there from Katani Clark, a shorter one from Prithvish Patel. And he was more than equal to that one, was Katani Clark. Look at this. Very good shot, a clean shot as well. Off the bat of Clark, takes him up to 10. After 2 overs, SoCal 13 without loss.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Watch. If decibel levels could indicate if that ball deserved to go for 4, then absolutely it did. The 2 ways of scoring a boundary, isn't it? One is a cheeky way, one is a deft touch, which sort of sounds like chick, and one from the middle of the bat, which is music to the ears. For anyone who's played cricket, followed cricket, they want to hear that more often. Unless you're supporting the bowlers. 2 overs gone, 13 for no loss. Off late, we've seen some good bowling for the initial part of the over, but unfortunately, towards the end of the over, we've seen one lapse in concentration. Just like we saw in that case, slightly shorter, put away.
Yeah, and that's the thing about T20 cricket, how quickly things can change. All you need is one ball, get a 4, get a 6, and all of a sudden it turns it into a not so bad over. Get a couple of those and you're well in control of the game.
Foreman inside the ring on the off. Oh, poor delivery, but well done.
This is very good fielding. Very good hustle in the field by the Chicago Tigers. Tejas Vishal, the man there. Very good block there. That was definitely going for 4. And we've seen a couple of times in this inning so far, not the greatest of deliveries, but they're really backed up in the field here, the bowlers. They've had a few slips in terms of how they deliver, but the fielders have definitely backed them up nicely.
That is the reason that it's 13 for no loss right now and not 25. That's a good shot once again. Harry Singh joins the party. Both Katani Clark and Harry Singh have scored boundaries in the same region, in the same fashion, and having a mid-conference meeting about who was better.
That is just pure power of the bat of Harpreet Singh. Take a look at this one. Put away with some bit of power. The strong man Harpreet Singh. We've seen it last year in the minor league. Can really hit the ball out of the park. That was just a small little glimpse. That was just one shot. One ball. Just showing some of the power, some of the class that he has. And yeah, as you mentioned, a couple of short deliveries put away now. One by Harpreet and one by Katni Clark in the last over we saw.
I think it's a good indication now, Matt, that shorter deliveries are just standing up there to be hit away. And it's happened on either end. So if it happens on both the ends, you just tell yourself shorter deliveries out of the equation for the moment. Try and pitch it up.
Might be getting another ball. Yes, we are. Anil Pap makes his way out with a fresh set.
So far, so good for the Lashings. They've latched on to anything short, and that has yielded them runs, 8 of them. It's a good sign for the Lashings that both the batters have now started to attack. Harpreet Singh would feel much, much better after that shot. Oh, very well bowled. Here is Aleti, who's marching to his own drum beats. We've talked about swing, we've talked about pace. He's not getting into that zone at all. He's bowling slow and he's bowling cutters, and it's helping him. Deliveries that you usually see during that death is making a case for them early on in the innings.
Yeah, Ranadeep Aleti has done quite well. And as we've mentioned, the plan for the Tigers might be simply don't go short. This one taken on the pad. Nothing, says the umpire, but again, Aleti, the lack of pace is definitely something that Harpreet Singh is struggling with.
Harpreet loves the pace on the ball. Loves it when it comes onto the bat like that. But starving him of pace would mean he's got to do something different and go outside his comfort zone. So it's not a bad idea at all to have Aleti operating. Ranadeep Aleti. Another slower delivery perhaps. That's gone up in the air. It's begging to be taken, but it's growing wings as well. It's go the distance. For a moment he thought he was in business, the long on fielder. But soon realized, all right, drop the cricket kit, pick up the hiking gear.
Yeah, he was under it for quite some time, and he never gave up hope on it. He was always looking up, ready for it to come down, and he realized he just kept backpedaling until he ran out of real estate. And it's gone all the way for 6. A beautiful looking shot again from Harpreet Singh. Takes him up to 13. And the SoCal Lashings continue to get these boundaries. 23 without loss. And Rana Dipaletti has bowled 3 dot balls. He's got 3 balls right, but he's got 2 wrong. And the 2 he's gone wrong has gone for 10. So that has given SoCal Lashings 2 balls alone have made this a good over for the SoCal Lashings.
Slower delivery again. This time wanted this single, will not get it. It's a very good collect there from the keeper. End of the over. 3 overs gone. SoCal Lashings get a move on. 23 for no loss.
1, 2, 3.
Three overs, 23 for no loss. More pace from Prithvish. So one bowler is concentrating on pace, while his partner who's operating from the other end is quite content bowling the slower deliveries. Prithvish Patel, what's the right line and length for someone like Clark? Prithvish Patel's got pace. Can he get the outside edge as well over here? Inviting Clark into the drive. The fielders buzzing at the moment. Chicago Tigers on the prowl for their first wicket.
And you can see Prithvish Patel, he bowled a regular stock delivery to Katani Clark, which went for a single. But as soon as Harpreet Singh got onto strike, you saw with that delivery, perhaps just taking a little bit of pace off. Probably learning from Rana Dipaletti, who managed to keep Harpreet Singh quiet for a little bit. And realizing that pace off is the key. Bowled him, knocked him over. Prithvish Patel with the big wicket of Harpreet Singh. And the Chicago Tigers, they're up and on their feet. Prithvish Patel with a big moment in this game. Dismisses Harpreet Singh, the stumps light up. And the SoCal Lashings lose their first. It's 24 for 1. As the dangerous Harpreet Singh departs for 13.
They were searching for the early wicket. Harpreet Singh has put his hand up. It's a nothing shot. He went through with the shot and there's a huge gap between bat and pad. Ball snuck through. Middle stumps lying dead. Harpreet will have a lot of time to think about it as he trudges towards the pavilion. A batter who got a start, had to convert, didn't do so today. The first wicket down for SoCal Lashing, 24 for 1.
Another look at Harpreet Singh's dismissal. Middle stump going for a walk as Dale Phillips comes out to the middle. So 2 Kiwis. Katani Clark on 11. Dale Phillips making his way out to the middle now. Big moment there. Big wicket for Prithvish Patel. Right away, one outside off. Phillips looking to drive, doesn't connect. Chicago Tigers, you've got to say, that has woken them up. They've already been very energetic in the field. All they were missing was a wicket, and they got a wicket, and boy, is it a big one. Harpreet Singh going for just 13, and to restrain a man like Harpreet Singh and to keep him to just 13.
Not just that wicket, is bowling excellently thereafter too. 2 dot balls to follow. If you want to count the wicket ball as a dot ball as well, make it 3.
And there was a dot ball before the wicket.
That too. So just a single. How much has a single contributed now?
Brilliant over this from Prithvish Patel.
Clark quietly picked up a single first ball. Little did he realize that the entire over after that be just 2 runs. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good shot. The first poor delivery in the entire over, and that's been put away. Phillips couldn't have asked for a better gift to get off the mark. 28 for 1 after 4.
Again, the Tigers failing to end the over strongly. Last ball or the penultimate ball going for 4. That's been quite the theme for the SoCal Lashings. And again, it's a short delivery. Dale Phillips just getting a swivel on that one. Gets it away for 4. 28 for 1 after 4. SoCal Lashings in response to 166. They've lost Harpreet Singh, but they've managed to get the boundaries flowing. They need 8.6 on over. Still quite some bit of time left in this game. And we know T20 cricket especially is a game in which every over it can tilt the balance to the other side. So it's impossible to predict the winner in a T20 game after just 4 overs.
Let's go, strikers!
The ups and downs, the twists and turns, it all comes with the modern game. And SoCal Lashings and Chicago Tigers, this should be quite a game.
He's pulled out of that delivery and he's allowed to do that. A fast bowler is so much about rhythm. Pinaka. He misses his mark, doesn't want to deliver at all. Can he get this one right? The first one on the books. The second time he's running in though. Not wrong, but very wrong. There are ways of hitting a 6. This is full authority. Just watch it sail. Didn't have to run an inch.
Soon as that left the bat, you could tell there was only one place that was going, and it was over the ropes. All the way for 6. A brilliant shot from Katani Clark. And he's not messing around, even with the loss of his partner, Harpreet Singh. Katani Clark, he still has a job to do.
Just clear extension of arms there. Anything in a slot, he'll still go for it. It's the first 6 overs that he loves to latch on to deliveries of that kind. No one protecting the long on fence. And he decided to send the ball beyond it. I'm still surprised that he's operating with the mid-on and mid-off in place. Pinaka. If it's going to be that length again, Clark would believe he can go straight. Little bit more bounce. This time it'll be a boundary. Clark gets one in front of the wicket, gets one behind the wicket. He's exploring all areas of the ground now.
Yeah, another boundary off the bat of Katani Clark. He goes up to 21 of just 11 deliveries. Looking at this one again. Outside off and just out of reach for the keeper. Doesn't matter how they come, it's just the fact that they do come. And the SoCal Lashings, 2 balls in, already a good over for them, 10 off it. A good start here and early pressure on Deepchan Pinaka.
The hard work of Prithvish is being undone over here by Pinaka's poor bowling. That'll be 6 more. He's standing tall and hitting it as the ball rises. Wow, what a treat to watch when Clark is getting it right. 21 of 11. All balls have an appointment with the boundary rope so far.
That has just been hammered. No respect for Pinaka at all. A shorter one. There you go. Go and get that one. Katani Clark hammers it all the way for 6. His second one. Both of them in this over. And 16 of just the first 3 deliveries in this over.
6 for 6. And Pinaka initially thought he wasn't going to get it right and pulled out of a delivery. Now this is going to take a while to retrieve as well. Would you believe it? There are 6 grounds here, all of them we're having cricket match on. Still he chooses to hit one beyond which doesn't fall on any ground.
I have a feeling Arnold Papp Might be a very busy third umpire.
Anil Pap, yes, is already called for a new consignment of boxes. And those boxes have balls.
That's why you don't play with the Kookaburras. $200 ball, right?
Well, I'll tell you a story.
We're all ears, Matt. We're all ears. I'll tell you what, that ball has arrived. You might have to wait for about 10 seconds so that Clark can let it disappear again. Then we'll have a story. What great batter to watch. 6-4-6 and all in different directions. It's such a treat to watch when Clark gets it right. We've been talking about it. The man himself is 27 or 12. Is sensational counter-attack after losing an early wicket.
So Deepchand Pinaka. What does he do now? Where does he bowl? Katani Clark has hit him to all ends.
Perhaps a slower delivery, is that? Yeah, that's much better. And good support from the fielders too. Man at point diving towards his left. Covering the ground as well. It's important to take a start when you're a fielder at point. And it was excellent to watch. Prithvish Patel himself diving to save runs for his buddy.
Well, with Katani Clark launching a few out of the park, might have to get a friend from DC, Rakesh. Clark goes aerial. This one has gone all over the fielder. Is it going to go all the way? Might be a boundary here. Yes, it is. So a couple of bounces for 4. Katani Clark sends another one into the forest. And we'll need to get Rakesh. We'll have to fly him in from DC to Prairie View. Because I remember we had done a game a couple of years ago. And the ground was surrounded by bushes. We see another look at the boundary there from Katani Clark. And every time it goes into the bushes, Rakesh, all by himself with his bare hands, goes into the forest. Comes out with not just the ball that was lost, but at least 2 or 3 more that were lost in previous games. And everybody is wondering, how on earth does he do it? We'll need to get him to Prairie View, that's for sure.
Can he be a scout and put together a team? We need him up there in Seattle too. Oh, what a cracking hit! That's gone beyond anybody's imagination. Oh, it requires bravery to try and retrieve it, even think of doing so.
That is probably the biggest we've seen.
It's one thing to hit a 6, it's quite another to do it in this fashion. 50 comes up and in tremendous style. Clark swings, swivels, gets the ball out of the park.
A big over that for the SoCal Lashings. 26 off it, dealing in boundaries. Not an over that Deepchand Pinaka will want to look back. But Katani Clark, 37 off 15. He's launched them. Out of the park from Katani Clark. Has a good rhyme to it.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Katani Clark is going great guns. 37 of 15 for him. The Lashings 54 for 1. I'm Suhas Vedam, joined by Lenny. Warm welcome, Lenny. It's a great time to be in the combox. I tell you, Clark is going great guns.
Yes, Sohas. 37 in just 15 balls. You guys have been mentioning that. 50 comes up in just 5 overs. As Charan Saiteja given the ball. So it looks like spin for the first time, is it? Yeah, it will be spin for the first time. We saw Aleti. We saw Patel. We saw Pinaka. So we've seen some brilliant hitting from Katani Clark. So ball change again. Umpire Anil Pap, who comes out of the DMV area, and that's the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. An area that is represented in this tournament by the DC Hawks, a team that was initially spearheaded to be led by Jaskran Malhotra, but Malhotra is on international duties, and I think Kumar is leading that DC Hawks.
Jashran did have an opportunity to lead slightly in the couple of games initially as well, but unfortunately got him injured. Was nursing an injury, and by the time he recuperated, he got on national duty. Oh, what a cricketer he himself, Jaskaran Malhotra. What a cricketer.
Yes, so he's back with the boys in Namibia, and then later on to Zimbabwe. But back with the cricket here, Charan Saiteja has been given the ball, and will come into bowl to Dale Phillips.
Can spin bring some momentum to Chicago Tigers? At the moment, the Tigers are being hunted down by Clark.
Yeah, they came out requiring 8.5 runs and over. You look what's happening here. They're going at 10.6. So well beyond what is asked.
Just before the batter. Or that'll be 4. It's about reading the length once again, isn't it? He trusted that he can get it in the right area, and some bad bounce to the fielder meant it will go for 4 in this kind of an outfield.
Yeah, he was punched firmly through the offside, and yeah, you're right on that. The outfield hasn't done justice to the fielder. But Clark pushes on. He's into his 40s now. And look at that, he's up to 41.
41 of 16. It's been pleasing to the eyes. Oh, is that straight enough? Big appeal.
So umpire Brian Kane says not out, and Suhas, Brian Kane comes into this tournament or umpiring in these top level matches. Very, very interesting story. He's a born American who's picked up cricket, and here he is, one of the top class umpire. He balled him, played back to a ball that kept low, and Saiteja has taken a Katini Clark. Take a look.
He's picked up the big fish. Katini Clark departs after a well-made 41, and this might be the turning point in the game as well. Chicago Tigers were waiting for one of these two to fall prey to spin, and it's happened. Might be due to lack of bounce, but it's very encouraging sign for any other spinner in the side too. The middle stump has been uprooted. Saiteja roars. Much to do justice to the name Tigers. Important wicket in the context of the game. 59 for 2. The partnership of 35 has come to an end. Ahmed will find himself in the middle, along with Phillips, 2 new men at the crease for SoCal Lashings. They've got some mending work to do, and the required rate is 7.4. It's not very daunting, but they need a partnership over here. 107 required of 14.2. It's a long way. It's something that we've learned in T20 cricket, that 20 overs is a long time. 107 and 14.2, absolutely possible. But it requires batting which is planned.
So Saiteja has taken out Katini Clark, and in comes Zohaib Ahmad. And he comes in here with 107 needed from 86 balls, still asking 7.4 and over. And so this match hangs in the balance, Suhas.
Oh, good delivery, and oh, lovely shot. Once again, you've got the outfield to thank. He gets it precisely between these two fielders. Oh, what a good shot that is.
Yeah, good start here for Zohaib. A good drive through the offside, found the gap, and ball races away. You've got to love the outfield here for stroke players who plays along the carpet.
Yeah, I'm coming from Seattle. You're coming from the East Coast. You look at grass over here. You want to roll it and take back, don't you? A much better delivery. He's making the batter play for it. This ball's holding a little in the surface now. And that's a good sign for any other spinner in the side. Really hope the captain's looking. 9 from Saiteja's over, but don't go by the 9. Look at the wickets column. He's provided the breakthrough. 63 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
So we're back with the cricket, 63 for 2. They still require 103 from 84 balls. SoCal Lashings out in the middle. Dale Phillips wide is a signal from umpire. At the other end, 64 for 2.
No ball signaled. Oh, this is not what Vishal wanted. This is not what the Tigers wanted. They've just picked up a wicket. They had to ensure that SoCal Lashings work for their runs in this important juncture. A no ball, and it'll be followed by a free hit. To top it off, Vishal cannot change the field as well. And that's got enough bat on it. Once it pitches, it just pings away from the fielders.
Yeah, good strike there from Dale Phillips. Taking advantage of the free hit. We've seen free hit number 2 in this match. We saw earlier on from one of the bowlers from Chicago Tigers. And now off the bowling of Vishal. 69 for 2, still needing 97.
Vishal's not had a start that he dreamt of. The score would read 6 of 1, 7 runs of 1 delivery. That was a good delivery, to be very honest, in terms of the pace that it's got, but it was too wide for the liking. The umpire.
So 7 off this over so far from Vishal. Still some ways to go. Dale Phillips, we've seen a couple of good strikes from him so far.
Once again, he's inviting the batter into the drive. Vishal.
Yeah, he looks to be a tidy bowler, Sohas. It looks like when he gets it right, he could be a handful here. The over's gone for 7 so far.
Oh, much better from Tejas. Much better. This is what you want to see on a regular basis. Inviting the batter into the drive. Phillips is... It's now starting to think 9 of 8. Is it a little slow? The surface is also assisting the spinners. It's loud and clear. Vishal misses his mark. Doesn't want to go through with the delivery, and rightly so.
Yeah, he's a quality spinner. And I'm making the point, if he pitches it pretty well, he's kept on one side of the pitch, that's for sure. And apart from bowling a no ball, and the ball would have gone for 4. A good slice off the bat of Phillips earlier on in the over.
What about this? Well,
he's bowling into a rhythm now, Sohas, all of a sudden. And we've seen 3 dot balls in this over so far, 7 off it.
Sunny Bhatti missed out on that one, but didn't cost his team anything. The first delivery that's made contact with the bat in hand. After 3 dot balls and 3 extras in the initial part of the over, a single's been granted.
So Sohaib Ahmad comes back into strike. We saw in the previous over a lovely drive through the offside that found the gap. That went away for 4.
Imagine had that no ball not been bowled, then the boundary could have been averted too.
The over would have been over.
Yeah, that's what happens in our game, isn't it? Some things carry forward to the next ball, and it just drastically changes the complexion of the game. 7 overs gone, 71 for 2 is a good start from SoCal Lashings.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Sai will continue.
So Sohas, a tale of 2 stories for this 2 team here. We made a point. SoCal Lashings, they have lost their 2 opening games. No shame in losing to Silicon Valley Strikers and Grizzlies. They're 2 of the top teams on the West Coast. And Chicago Tigers, they come into this tournament. Their first time they have won their opening game. So which team badly needs a win? Is this batting team here. They would need to put points on the table. Still 94 from 77 runs. Still a balanced game at this point.
With 8 wickets in hand, definitely a balanced game, Lenny. And you understand the wickets playing tricks, of course, but now it's a question of how many more spinners do Chicago Tigers have or can churn out in a span of 7 overs, 8 overs out of the 12.
And we saw Clark, who enjoyed some bit of dominance while he was out in the middle. And you get the feeling that SoCal Lashings was going to really push on from a big start from Katini Clark and Harpreet Singh. Well, we've seen a couple of wickets, one off the bowling of Saiteja, the man operating here, and one off the bowling of Patel, 72 for 2 at the moment.
Beautifully driven. We get a single. Oh, they're going back for the second with a little fumble. And 2 runs completed. It's not the best of his throws as well. Usually a good thrower of the cricket ball.
Yeah. And that's the pressure of T20 cricket. Maybe a 50-over match or one of these red ball game. Batsman probably would have stayed for one, but not today. Not in T20 cricket. Once you misfield in the deep areas, they're going to challenge your throw. And that's exactly what they did, 75 for 2.
It's been a good over so far from Saiteja. Chicago Tigers, they need to tell themselves, if this is not a boundary ball, only then shall we call it a good over. He's got to try his best to land in the right areas. He's getting some padding at the backward square leg position. Saiteja. And he's double bluffed the batter.
Yeah, similar ball that took out Katini Clark, but Phillips does well to keep it out. So 8 gone. They're batting a 75 for 2. Still needing 91 from 72. Asking 7.5. They're going at 9.3. Lots of good cricket left in this match. Just stay tuned. 75 for 2.
1, 2, 3.
So welcome back, Matt. This one is slugged into the onside from Zohair Ahmed. And that has gone away for 4 as Visal continues here, Matthew.
Yeah, not a good start to the over here from Tejas Visal. Straight away, Zohaib Ahmad taking care of that one. A full toss, bit of a loose one to start from Visal. And a boundary to Zohaib Ahmad takes him up to 11.
So we've seen Ahmad come out here with very good intent. We saw a lovely shot in the last over. Now we see a shot played off a very poor delivery from Tejas Visal. But he's a quality spinner, but he'll have to just come with a very good length here. Bowling full toss, that's not good length. No, better delivery. Ball played into the onside and they go through for 1. So Matt, 17 teams have made it to Prairie View Park. Big weekend for teams looking to put some points on the table. And who badly needs points? SoCal Lashings. Couple of losses earlier on.
Yeah, team desperately searching for some points. This one called a wide. So far, you'd think that the SoCal Lashings have done well. They're well ahead of the rate. And they've still got some batting to come. Dale Phillips, Zohaib Ahmad out there in the middle. And still some batting to come. We know Elmo Hutchison can bat. Skander Rohit Sharma's not too bad. Haven't seen a lot of the rest from the SoCal Lashing, so not entirely sure. That's all part of the experience here at the Prairie View. Getting to see a lot of these teams for the first time. This one has been hammered up and over. Has that gone all the way? Yes, it has. Good looking shot from Dale Phillips. Takes him up to 17. Good shot from the Kiwi. A shot of confidence from Phillips.
Yeah, you figure sometime there's going to be a big shot off the bowling of Visal. It comes. And that's a lovely strike from Dale Phillips. Straight down the ground. 87 for 2. And they need 79 from 68 balls. What has been a big signing for SoCal Lashings this season?
Kathleen Clark has definitely got to be the big one. Dale Phillips is right up there too. Those two, I think, are going to be very impactful signings for the SoCal.
So ball chopped into the offside. Another single here. Zohib Ahmad has come out. How well do you know Zohib? Yeah. Looks to be a local talent.
First time seeing him. But I was making the point. It's all part of the experience here at Prairie View. Coming to see a lot of the Pacific Conference teams that we haven't seen any of them before in action.
So they come back for a couple of runs, and that will conclude over number 9. So after 9, they're batting at 90 for 2, still requiring 76 from 66 balls. And you're watching the Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. And we're coming to you live from Prairie View in Houston, Texas. 90 for 2.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
So welcome back, 90 for 2. Charan Saiteja will continue. And Matt, he has probably gone on notice. Saiteja 2.1, 1 for 13 so far. Big wicket of Clark.
Yeah, big wicket there. Kathleen Clark was looking dangerous. And Charan Saiteja getting the wicket of him and bowling economical as well. Cheeky from Dale Phillips. Thinking of 2. And they'll get 2. So a couple of runs off the bat of Dale Phillips.
Yeah, this partnership has gone up to 32. We've seen good batting here from Zohib and Dale Phillips. And they're going along nicely here at 92 for 2, still requiring 74 from 64 balls. It's a lot of games on here, and we'll give you a quick preview as what will happen tomorrow in two of these pitches that has been streaming with full camera work. 93 for 2, Matt. 73 to win from 63 balls. Zohib the man on strike. Saiteja has bowled well. Just 3 runs in this over. This has been very good stuff from Saiteja in this over. Look at that. 4 runs in this over. This has been a very tidy one here for Chicago Tigers.
Yeah, Charan Saiteja has done very well so far. Has just managed to limit the scoring here of the Lashings.
We've seen also very good bowling from Patel. 2 overs, no mid, 1 for 12. And we've also seen a couple of overs that went for quite a few from Visal. Ball turned into the onside. This will complete over number 10. And after 10, they require 166 to win. They're batting at 95 for 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Mark Sackerman into the attack. We saw a brilliant innings from him with the bat. He'll need to perform with the ball. He'll need to perhaps pick up another wicket. Because still, SoCal Lashings, the equation is quite simple. 71 from 10 overs with 8 wickets in hand.
So Dale Phillips on strike. Very good start here from Ackerman. Looks to be a right arm leggy. We saw very good bowling from Visal when he got it right. And now we're down to Ackerman will come into bowl to Phillips. Phillips gets a couple of good balls to start here. This has been good bowling so far from Ackerman.
Yeah, he started off quite nicely. Mark Sackerman. And again, tidy stuff. They'll hustle through for single. They'll get there quite easily. Good running between the two. Get Zohaib on strike. Zohaib, a late addition to the SoCal Lashings side. Seeing him for the first time here. 15 off 11. He's hit a couple of boundaries already.
Yeah, he looks to be a very good player. He's not unfazed by what has happened. He has played the ball on merit. And you look what is required, 70 from 56 ball. It doesn't really mean that you need a very aggressive approach at this juncture of the game. Maybe later on if things goes down. Well, look at that. He comes out swinging, and this one over the long on area. Hits the scaffolding, and that's gone for 6. That brings up the 100 here for SoCal Lashings. They're batting 102 for 2. Look at that.
Shot of aggression, shot of authority from Zohaib Ahmad. That one just smashing into the side screen for 6. Good looking shot, and his blistering knock continues. 21 of just 13, make that 22 of 14 now with a single. Runs continue to come for the Lashings. It's 103 for 2 at the end of 11.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So welcome back to Minor League Cricket. Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. We're coming to you live from Texas. Saitasia comes into bowl to Ahmad. Ahmad turns this one into the onside. And he continues to bat well, Mato. 62 from 53.
Yeah, quite a simple equation still, and with 2 set batters out in the middle, you'd think that this should be quite easy for SoCal Lashings, especially given the current rate is 9.3. Dale Phillips sends that one flying. Don't worry about that one, that's gone a long way back. Dale Phillips, a clean hit, going after Charan Saitasia, who's had a good day.
Yeah, big strike there from Dale Phillips. Let's take a look at that one. Timed it well. Look at that. Shot of class. That's gone for 6. It's 110 for 2. So they require 56 from 52 balls. And Saitasia being greeted with a big shot here from Dale Phillips.
Gotta love the mindset so far of Dale Phillips. 2 4s and 2 6s to his name, so he shows he can definitely hit the ball. But at the same time, as we see a leg by there, at the same time he's knocked things around. He realizes that it's only, 6.4 required and over. And he knows he's got a very capable partner in the form of Zohaib Ahmad. So I like the mindset of these two. 50 partnership as well. 52 off just 37 deliveries. So good work by these two. Dale Phillips and Zohaib Ahmad. And it's the good thing about minor league cricket. You've got Dale Phillips, a player with lots of experience in the New Zealand. And then you've got Zohaib Ahmad, local player from California region. Batting together and putting on a good partnership. Having this type of chemistry and the type of connection between these two. 111 for 2. It's the end of 12.
So while the cricket continues, Matt, how has been the SoCal performance last year? What do they need to improve from this year?
They'll need to improve a lot, I think it's fair to say. SoCal Lashings lost last year, not having the best of tournaments. So definitely there is room for improvement, but it shows. I like what the SoCal Lashings have done. Had a difficult year last time around, but they've come this year and they've got the likes of Dale Phillips in their team, Katlini Clark, Skandara Sharma. They've come packed up with a lot of new faces. So it shows the mindset of the SoCal Lashings, always looking to improve. This one, what a catch! Has he taken it? Yes, he has. Brilliant catch out there, right on the edge. Have to pick up the fielder, but it's the end of Dale Phillips. Brilliant work out there by the man. And how about that for the minor league top 10 after this weekend?
Yeah,
brilliant
big catch there from the fielder. This one was struck in the air. Didn't have all the legs to go over the ropes. And a tumbling catch, well judged in the end. He celebrates momentarily. And so the big wicket of Dale Phillips falls. It's 112 for 3.
Looking again, Dale Phillips looking to go big, looking to go long. Not enough on it. And in the end, take nothing away. A brilliant catch out there on the boundary. And Mark Zuckerman with a wicket gets rid of the dangerous Dale Phillips, who departs for 29. It's 112 for 3 as Shiva Vashishat makes his way out to the middle.
So Ahmad will be on strike. Big strike here from Ackerman. And ball turned into the onside. They can't score. So Vashishat Matt would have captained the US under-19 team to World Cup play back in New Zealand some time ago. And he comes out here with still them needing 54. Oh, smashed, and that's gone a long way out of here. That's gone far. 118 for 3.
That has been sent packing by Zohaib Ahmed. And what an innings he is playing here. First time seeing him, he seems to be a quality player, is Zohaib Ahmed. Really looking to make a name for himself, and he's showing his quality here. What a shot. That has gone a long way back. Over the side screen and beyond for 6.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Anil Pap will have to bring the box of balls out.
If there even are any in that box anymore. We'll have to send some of the organizers. We'll have to send Josh or someone.
Well,
hunting for another set of balls.
I was told from our cameraman who was doing a tremendous job here that this field has lost more balls in this tournament than any than any other game. Zohaib Ahmad, he has struck this ball very far and he can bat. We've seen him followed up all the big shots with some very lovely shots, all proper cricketing shots. And you look at what is left here, 48 from 45. They shouldn't lose from here. But you never know what can happen. SoCal Lashings are looking to put points on the table. Ball punched into the offside. And that brings the former US under-19 captain, Shiva Vashishat, onto strike. With SoCal Lashings needing 47 from 43 balls.
Vashishat, I think he's got quite a simple job, given the hard work has already been done by the likes of Dale Phillips, Katlini Clark, and now Zohaib Ahmad.
So it's 119 for 3. We saw big innings from Clark for 31. We saw Dale Phillip for 29. And we're beginning to see an explosive innings from Zohaib Ahmed. Don't go away. Lots of cricket left. Zohaib is still out in the middle. Vashishat has joined him. And after 13, it's 120 for 3. And 46 to win from 42 balls.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking. And he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
You've got to say, based on what is happening here, they need 46 from 42 balls. They could be putting points on the table this afternoon.
46 from 42, even though it's a tricky wicket, they've got themselves into this situation due to some tremendous batting. Timed their aggression, and hence, here they are, 46 from 42, very achievable with 7 wickets in hand. Kumar is going to roll his arm over. I think it's that time of the game where, Lenny, you're asking who can bowl spin. To not want any pace on the ball. Because the moment they provide pace on the ball, Chicago Tigers are looking upwards. The ball flying away.
We've seen a couple of big strikes. In fact, we saw one very big strike off the bat of Zohaib Ahmad off the spinner Ackerman. So they have come in for their fair share. But it's 120 for 3. Still, it's a batsman game at 46 to win from 42 balls. So Haas?
Ahmed's got to be key here. He's faced 22 balls for his 30. Vashishat has just walked in. One of these batters have to carry the bat here. I think it should be Ahmed. The reason I say so is you don't want to set the cat amongst the pigeons later on, even if a wicket falls. SoCal Lashings desperately requiring a win.
So ball cut away into the offside. Looking to challenge the fielder for a couple of runs. Deciding to stay for 1. Well, we've seen a very good innings here from Zohaib Ahmad, and the reason I am saying that is that he is pretty much a no-name coming into this minor league series. We know quite a bit about Katini Clark. We know Dale Phillips. We know all the other top batters, but he has really slipped under the radar. And look what he has done. He's up to 31 from quick time, and has really brought this game in touching distance here for SoCal Lashings. This one is punched through the offside of the batter Shiva Vashishat, and that's an exquisite shot for 4.
They're getting the boundaries at the right time as well. Not only the scoreboard ticking with the singles, the boundaries are also coming by. Every poor delivery, this is what has happened. This one also sat up nicely, unlike the one that skidded through early on. Easy pickings for the batter. Now Sai has been posted at covers to try and stop exactly that shot.
Yeah, good looking shot from Shiva. They've brought the equation down to 40 to win from 37 balls. Zohaib has played well. And the fact is, Sohas, as we have seen on this minor league circuit, a lot of good top quality players from their respective countries has really showed up. And when we come back, we'll talk about that. 126 for 3, 14 gone.
1, 2, 3.
So Sami Sohail, it appears, has been given the ball. And will come into bowl to Zohaib Ahmad. We're finding out that Zohaib Ahmad has first-class experience from Pakistan, now settled in California. So that's the beauty of this tournament, Sohas. We're mixing melting pot series in which we're mixing some of the top players of the world with some of the first-class players from various countries and also with the current stars. And those stars that certainly will be unearthed during the course of this minor league.
Absolutely, Lenny. In 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, as we see this one which was guided away. What we've seen in this tournament so far is that every cricketer, no matter where he comes from around the world, brings his own culture of cricket to it, own level of thinking, style of play. There's so much that a youngster can learn by rubbing shoulders with the legends around the world.
Yeah, you're right on that. Perhaps the highest profile player on the circuit has to be the man from the Atlanta Fire, Rakeem Cornwall, current international player. Still in the mix with West Indies cricket. The irony, he doesn't play T20 for West Indies. Rovman Powell with the news that Stallions will be quite happy about. This one is pulled into the square leg region. Shiva gets another run. New Jersey Stallions will be quite happy with recent announcement that one of their player, Rovman Powell, has been named vice captain of the West Indies international side.
That's fantastic. He's already shown what he's capable of in the IPL.
Yes.
Rovman Powell, what a story.
And don't forget the U.S. international stars, the likes of Ali Khan and Malhotra, Aaron Jones, Monank Patel, and the others. We're missing them for the next couple of weeks, but they'll be back with this minor league. Oh, into the offside. That's gone. Very flat. 6 more.
A terrific hit. Just for a moment, I thought cannot reach the ball, but he still had enough on it to send it sailing. So this was a good delivery initially, the slower delivery. It's just that he's generated so much whip and power. It's very difficult to get the ball to go for 6. First to fetch it from that distance and then to send it that distance.
Yes, Suhas, and you look at Zohaib Ahmad, he's come up quickly with 38 from just 25 balls. And the fact is, because he comes into this match under the radar, I wonder how much does Chicago Tigers had to plan for him. Maybe nil. But he's playing a good hand here, 32 to win from 32 balls.
For the moment, it looks like Ahmed's out of syllabus. For the Chicago Tigers, this one came in a little. A good work by keeper Bhatti. Quickly getting that glove off in case he wants to throw with all ferocity.
Yeah, we've seen Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Actually, he would keep some balls with one glove tucked in his trousers at the back.
Towards the end of the innings, yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's a good throw. Oh, he's gone. So we'll have to pick up the fielder. The hand comes up from Brian Kane, and Zohaib Ahmad, innings of 38, comes to a brilliant end by the work of the fielder into the offside.
Look like it's the only way you could get Ahmed out today. Absolutely magnificent while this innings lasted. Wanted a single where there wasn't any. Sent back by Vashishat.
So we'll try to pick up the fielder. Here's an outstanding bit of fielding work.
He was too deep inside the crease as well. Had to be sent back. Turning is not an option so quickly. A direct hit when it matters the most. That's the end of Ahmed. Walks for 38. SoCal Lashing lose another warrior. Is this the moment that Chicago Tigers were waiting for so dearly?
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
And then Ackerman gets the throw right. He cannot put a foot wrong today, Ackerman. He's been sensational on the field.
Yeah, brilliant work from Ackerman. Top throw, top cricket. Elmore Hutchison has come to the middle. Strike will be with Shiva Vashishat. Karan Kumar has been given another over. First over went for 8. and you fancy them if there was a chance to claw back into this game, Sohas, it could be now. Karan Kumar, with the fact that Dale Phillips is gone, Zoed Ahmad is gone, and Harpreet Singh is no longer here, and 31 to win from 29 balls. Karan Kumar will come into bowl to Elmore Hutchison.
Elmo Hutchinson very handy with the bat as well. There's once a game where USA collapsed. I remember covering it in Oman, and Elmo Hutchinson and Noshtosh Kenjige put together a 50 partnership which went on to be match winning in the end, if I'm not wrong. It was a very good fight nonetheless.
Yeah, he's played some handy innings on the domestic circuit in the USA too. So he's pretty handy with the bat. He's the fast bowler who can bat. It's 136 for 4. Sohas started to win from 28.
Yeah, that was Cricket World Cup League 2. Elmo Hutchinson touring Oman. Nicely played away. He's called for 2 as well. Elmo Hutchinson is the taller of the 2. He falls though. Elmo Hutchinson slips while he tries to turn for the second. And that would have negated the second run. Not even think of it, let alone execute.
So Karan Kumar make that 4 runs in the over so far. This has been a very good over here from Karan Kumar. Any time to fight back has to be now.
And Karan needs to pick up a wicket over here if they try to milk the bowling. I believe with Hutchinson, Vashishat, there is Skandar Rohit Sharma to come. Runs will flow. It's the singles that they need to stop here. Chicago Tigers. Just get a feeling. 27 of 4.1. 4.1 overs being played by SoCal Lashings with 6 wickets in hand. They'll walk away with a win. This is a time to try and pick up a wicket and make a game out of it. Chicago Tigers would believe they can do so. It was a stop delivery. We've seen Ashwin do it at the international level. Kumar perfecting it too. A good over. 5 of it. 139 for 4.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Game nicely poised. 27 required of 24 balls, 6 wickets in hand. And Sohail's been called to try and pick up a wicket or 2. That's the only way Chicago Tigers can be in the game. I just get a feeling that's around the corner though. No, that's not a good delivery. Vashishat wants that single. Anything on the leg side, there's a lot of real estate to cover for fielders coming from the deep. It'll be an easy single and Hutchinson's back on strike.
So Sohail, first over, would have gone for 8. He started with giving up a single. And you get the feeling Elmore Hutchinson sometime during this innings, you'll see a big shot. He is capable of sending this ball flying across the ropes or even over the ropes. And we've seen so many players strutting the forested side of this cricket pitch. And like in football, Sohas, any time that needs to be deducted from this game with regards to timing has to be when the ball goes into those bushy areas.
I'll tell you what, we'll be playing a lot of extra minutes.
Yeah, stoppage time. It's 140 for 4, 26 needed to win. Oh, that will not help. Sliding down the leg side. That's the irony of T20 cricket. You've got to present the batsman a fair opportunity to score, but you've got to prevent the scoring. But you can't do it like that. That is considered negative bowling, Sohas, over time.
It's not a term that we usually associate with the shortest format of the game.
Eased into the onside. Elmore will pick up what? His fourth run, his third run. And brings the equation down to a manageable, I would say, 24 to win from 22 balls.
I'm very surprised by the tactics used by Chicago Tigers. They're trying to stop SoCal Lashings from going for the big shots and only giving away singles. Little do they realize it's a matter of one poor delivery. It's a matter of one boundary to make the equation run a ball.
Oh, good shot here from Vashishat. And that's gone towards the vacant fine leg area. That's well placed for 4.
20 required now of 21 deliveries. Just what we were talking about, Lenny. One poor delivery is all that's required to send the ball for 4 with such ease. And Vashishat doesn't disappoint. They've got
Yeah, he's a good player. He has captained the US under-19 team some time ago. So he's using that bit of experience here. 20 to win from 21. Sami Sohail has gone for 7 in this over. And it's 146. You can see that on your board. Tomorrow morning, I'll tell you what's coming on this pitch. And so lots of cricket still left in this.
Where was this one hiding? Where was this delivery hiding? Lenny, what do we have tomorrow?
So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, East Bay Blazers will take on Chicago Blaster, another team from the Chicago area. And East Bay, one of the top teams in this tournament.
Absolutely, led by David White. East Bay Blazers. They've won 1, lost 1. That's been the story so far.
Yeah, we've seen some exciting cricket matches. Sohas, we were missing a super over somewhere along the line. I'm pretty sure by now on Monday afternoon. By the way, America celebrates their independence this weekend. So in advance, happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to the United States. Celebrates their independence on Monday.
It's a good appeal. Very good appeal indeed. Oh, how close was this one? Lenny, all got eyes glued to the television right now. Well, didn't bounce as much either. The umpire suggesting would have gone away from the leg stump. That was a tight call indeed. It was a very good shout. 17 overs gone, 146 for 4. 3 dot balls after a boundary. What a good comeback.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Would have picked up the wicket of Dale Phillips and would have effected the brilliant run out of Zohair Ahmad. So what an impact he has had on this game. A game that perhaps they will not win, but Ackerman has really played a part here for Chicago Tigers.
You don't know anything can happen in the first game as well. In the first game as well, the wicket started to show up with demons and restricted Chicago Blasters successfully. Oh, just this way, the wicket has fallen. The wicket has fallen when Chicago Tigers needed it the most. Ackerman, the man with the golden arm. There isn't anything on the cricket field that Ackerman cannot do.
Wait a minute. 20 to win from 17 balls, 5 down. Ackerman comes into the attack and bowled Elmore Hutchinson behind his legs. Take a look at this. Leg stump, knocked back. And that's the end of the big hit in Elmore Hutchinson. 146 for 5.
All the talk about off-stump awareness. What about the leg stump? Hutchinson walks back for 3. SoCal Lashings 146 for 5. More than the wickets column at the moment, it is the fact that it's a dot ball, it's a wicket and a new batter in.
Yes, Skandar Rohit Sharma. He comes to the middle here, 20 runs to win from 17 balls. With 5 wickets intact here, Ackerman has had a very good day. He's batted well. We saw a brilliant run out off his arm And he's picked up a couple of wickets here. He's bowling at 2 for 17. It's 146 for 5.
Skandar Rohit Sharma, terrific fielder. Now with the bat in hand, his services are required as a terrific batter too. Loves to nurdle the ball around. He's a very busy player, Skandar Rohit Sharma. The right away coming in and checking which direction is the wind blowing in. And if any cues or clues can be taken from that, he needs to open the face of the bat and run it down to third man for 4.
A packed offside field here for Ackerman. He's just marshalling his troops. The onside is well spaced out. Nudges into the onside. You'll get runs here, but he doesn't look like he'll be bowling on the onside. Oh, into the onside. So Rohit Sharma does well, gets to the reach of the ball, and just nudges it into the vacant onside. That's a single run.
From Skandar Rohit Sharma, we were talking about the fact that he is a busy player, and this is exactly why. Wasting no time, with absolute clarity, went for that single. Didn't try to hit it hard at all, didn't try to go for the big shot. He was clear that he wanted a single, executed it. This is much better a delivery from Ackerman to a well-set Vashishat.
Yeah, we've seen Tejas Visal, another leg spinner. We've seen Ackerman operate to good effect.
Slightly late onto that shot. It was quicker from Ackerman.
So the equation comes down to 18 to win from 14 balls. Doesn't sound like much. They've lost 5. And perhaps a wicket here could put some tension for this SoCal Lashings team. They badly need a win here today.
Slight change in field. The man at deep mid-wicket has become the conventional deep mid-wicket. He was slanting towards the cow corner a couple of balls ago. Would be an easy single. The fact is he's trying to push for 2 as well. 2 would be suicidal. The throw has already arrived. Excellent commitment. This is good cricket all around. The game's not done. Every ball still an event.
Very good batting here from Skandar Rohit Sharma. You see he reaches to the volley of the spinner. Don't allow him to pitch. Don't allow him the ball to turn. And he maneuvers the shot into the onside. All you need is singles. He's doing that.
Wanted to use his feet. Perhaps to send a statement. It's gone straight back at Ackerman, who completes the over with a dot ball. A wonderful over with a wicket in just 3 of it. Ackerman in 3 overs, 20 for 2. He's got another 6 balls up his sleeve, and that will be gold dust. 149 for 5. SoCal Lashings.
1, 2, 3.
18 overs gone, 149 for 5. So we were discussing between overs as well that our scorer Harsh has been spot on.
Yeah, everything has corresponded. All the players' name quite effectively put up quick. Skandar Rohit Sharma has played a good innings. You look, he's only have 2 on the board, but he has played to the plan that exactly what SoCal Lashings need.
I think Skandar Rohit Sharma is that kind of a batter who feels at ease when he knows what target he's chasing. 150 comes up for SoCal Lashings with that innocuous single.
Yeah, 16 to win from 11 balls. Chicago Tigers trying to hold on to 165 posted. And you got to say, Sohas, the game was really taken away from them. We saw some very good batting from Zohaib and Dale Phillips. Zohaib, Dale Phillips, and Katini Clark.
That is a poor delivery. It can be the slower delivery, but it can become a bane if it's not pitched in the right area. So that was too wide. Not only has he given away the slower delivery, he's also given away a run without a ball being counted. So precious run.
That's extras number Sohas. We've seen 6 wides, 1 no ball, and 1 leg by. So the wides has really tallied up. And essentially 151 for 5. Perhaps another 15-20 runs there from Chicago Tigers would have made a big difference. We saw they were batting having lost 2 for 2 at one. And you thought they were pushed on from there, but we saw a good comeback from SoCal Lashings. And here we are, ball pulled into the onside. Fielder comes around, finds a gap. And that good, bouncing away for 4. Good shot from Vashishat.
Terrific shot from Shiva. Again in the gap. He is bisecting the fielders so easily now. It's a shot that can only be played by a man who's been there for a while. Such good precision. The fielders converge, but the ball wins the race.
So that brings them closer. It's 11 runs remaining from 10 balls. And they could be putting points on the table this afternoon. SoCal Lashings, well put together team. And we made the point. Probably were not gracious enough to draw some less sterner teams as Silicon Valley Strikers and the Grizzlies, both of which they lost to.
It's a great chance for them to put the first points on the board. They aren't very far away. 10 balls, 11. Still anything can happen. That's what Bhatti is explaining to Sohail. It's a matter of a wicket and a couple of dot balls. This game changes very quickly. And in all likeliness, we'll have a ball which just resembles the one that was just hit away. Finding the same one, it's a little difficult. I think Bhatti is pressing on the fact that find the same one. So is the bowler Sohail. And there we have the hero. I tell you what are the chances this is not the ball that was hit there? But that's all right. It might be a placebo effect as well. The umpire is checking for the shape of the sphere and not if it's 18.2 overs old.
So,
all right, but Sohail has this placebo effect that it is that ball.
So 155 for 5, 11 to win from 10 balls. They've played well, SoCal Lashings. And this over's gone for 6 so far. The 4 that halted proceeding or the flow of things. And we're now down to over number 19 in progress.
Absolutely. It's just the beginning here, I feel. SoCal Lashings, if they win this one, as you so often see in T20 franchise leagues around the world as well, one win is all that it takes to get the momentum going. SoCal Lashings desperately need this win. And Sohail would have other ideas. He's given away a single nonetheless. And this game's getting into a mode where singles would suffice. Courtesy a runner ball 21 from Vashishat and a runner ball 3 from Sharma. Both of them wasting no time.
Yeah, Sharma has played a good hand. He understands what is needed. And he looks to be the type of player. Oh, lofted into the offside. Vacant offside field. And that may have gone all the way. Yes, it has gone for 6.
Oh, what a shot. They have targeted Sohail's over. SoCal Lashings are in a hurry to finish this off. As easy as it gets. It's one of the most difficult shots to execute when not for this man who's been there for 21 deliveries.
Yeah, it was always tough here in the Chicago Tigers. They brought in the field hoping that...
Correction, it was Skandar Rohit Sharma who's been there for just 3. Stamp of authority from the man. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, always difficult to try and protect the singles, leaving the offside field well vacant. And Skandar Rohit Sharma picked it up well and struck a lovely shot. 4 to win from 8 balls.
Now there is a chance of finishing in this over itself. Will Skandar Rohit Sharma go for a big shot again? He does! And the fielders watch as he pumps the air. This is a mighty win for SoCal Lashings. As the points table, they've started to tick. This is a win they'll remember for a long time for the theatrics it involved. The slower delivery picked it up nicely. Posted over cover, collects boundary. and says thank you very much. This is a win that I really wanted. And to play a part in it and hit the winning runs is just icing on the cake for the young Skandar Rohit Sharma. SoCal Lashings have humbled their opponents by 5 wickets today. And a lot of thinking to do for Chicago Tigers as they go back to the drawing board. First points on the board for SoCal Lashings.
So Lashings win by 7 balls remaining. There we go. Katini Clark was impressive at the top of the order. Gave them a very good springboard. And you look at Zohaib Ahmed. I love this innings from Zohaib Ahmed. 38, 29 from Dale Phillips. But look what happens towards the end. Shiva Vashishat, 21 not out. It was Skandar Rohit Sharma who ended things in a very commanding way. 13 runs at the back end of the innings. They win by 7 balls.
Yes, 7 balls is luxury in this format of the game. Almost everybody rolled the ram over. Given an opportunity, but he would have done the same. Randeep Adleti, couple of overs for him going wicketless. Pick of the bowlers, Marcus Ackerman, who picked up 2 wickets and also scored the runs for his side. There's only so much that he could do as well. A one-man army. Deepchand Pinaka's over that went for 26 is what changed the momentum completely and took it away from Chicago Tigers. There was no looking back from SoCal Lashings after the 2 wickets that fell off Marcus Ackerman's bowling. Was one thing that was concerning them a lot, but even that hiccup was very well, easily managed.
So let's take a look at some of the big sixes. Harpreet Singh got into the act early. And we know he can strike the ball and strike them well. So Harpreet Singh. But look at this. Katina Clark was in quite early. We saw 3 from him. 3 towering sixes. And he got things off to a rollicking start, Sohas.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that he can aim any part of the ground and hit with the similar ease, it was just a treat to watch. And Pinaka's over is a highlight package in itself. 5 boundary balls and 1 dot ball, which looks like an aberration. It was hit towards point. The fact that we remember a dot ball just tells you how exciting the other ones were. Terrific striking and striking with a sense of ease. That's what made that innings so special.
And that's Dale Phillips with a couple of sixes. From him, he batted extremely well, along with Zohaib Ahmed. Put on a big partnership. Dale Phillips got among the sixes himself. And there we go, bang, in straight down the ground.
Yeah.
We saw some big hitting and then
developed a liking to someone like Ackerman as well, who's the pick of the bowlers. Sai picked up a wicket.
And that's Zohaib Ahmed. Zohaib Ahmed. 3 sixes for him. He batted extremely well too. Towards the end, he got up to 38 from just 27 ball. Look at that. A massive one straight down the ground over the black side screen. And that went a long way. Every time that went into the bushes, players got a break. And this is another big shot here from Zohaib.
The fact that he was able to send this for 6 just tells you the power that he packs in his wrists. Had to fetch it from a long way.
And this is Skandar Rohit Sharma.
Skandar Rohit Sharma, 1 inside out that traveled the distance. And the very next delivery, he ensured that he finishes it off in style with a boundary as well. So Chicago Tigers 165 for 9 is what they got after winning the toss and choosing to bat first. SoCal Lashings in reply cruised to 166 in the end with a lot of balls to spare and 5 wickets as well. Kathleen Clark, 41 of 18 deliveries was a pick of the batters there, with Ahmed's 38 of 27 becoming very handy in putting the first points on the board for SoCal Lashings. All in all, a fantastic game of cricket that we thoroughly enjoyed bringing this to you as well. I'm Suhas Vedam, joined by Lenny. We'll meet you tomorrow with another exciting game of cricket or two.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.